Well, hello and welcome to wonderful Slovakia for the 6 days of the 1/10th Electric World Champions, brought to you by IFMAR, of course, officially. We are RC Racing. My name is Nick Damon. Up on the camera, holding that lovely static shot, is Frank McKinney, having done unbelievable amount of work in getting this all set. Is Matt McCann behind me, and joining me on the microphone at some point will be Matt Guppy. Matt, hello.
Hi there, Nick. How are you doing?
Very good indeed. So we are going to bring you this afternoon the 2 rounds of controlled practice, 13 heats in each round, which should take us for, I think, 3.5 hours of fun. And then we will have the opening ceremony, which is always good for a laugh, as they say. So we are going to give you the first set of control practice, a chance for all of us to see what's going down, and obviously give my first chance to say thank you very, 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 very much to our sponsors, Team Associated, A-Main Hobbies, J Concepts and Tony Sport. Thank you all for supporting us. So in this race will be Jarno Siltanen from Finland, Radim Kolek from the Czech Republic, Koen Middelkoop from the Netherlands, Tom Reindeknecht from the US of A, Kai Kovinar from Sweden, Miklos Sevados from the UK, Milos Svan. Now someone's going to break in the door. Milos Svan from the UK, Milos Svan from Slovakia, Kai Jaeger from Australia, and Paul Parks from sunny Canada. Good to have you with us. This is going to start 6 days of broadcasting. We've got 4 rounds of qualifying tomorrow, and then obviously on Tuesday we have the final round of qualifying and the first 3 finals for the World Champion 2-wheel drive. It's all 2-wheel drive at the moment. As you can see, the cars lined up very nicely. But Frank, just choose the first car who disappears off, which should be, I'm assuming, Jarno Siltanen. There you are. There he goes. And there is Siltanen going down the main street. And this is the marvellous indoor circuit here in Slovakia. Concrete on the uprises and the landings. Obviously mostly hard-packed dirt with a bit of concrete as well. Vast amount of jumps. And the track, which obviously, I'll be honest with you, this is because we've been working very hard setting everything up. This is probably the first I've actually seen a car go around it from this position. Big track. Fastest lap we've seen so far is a 35. Fastest lap is a 35.6. So they are not doing many laps in 5 minutes. You see there's quadruples and triples and everything else. We will bring you later in the round. We've got some interviews, we've got an interview camera to bring you. We've got other camera angles. We've got all sorts of stuff as we ramp up the coverage. But it's good to have you all with us. Please feel free to chat to us on YouTube rather than Facebook. It's hard to look at both things at once, so it's always best to look at the YouTube chat system. So hello to everyone. If you get used to the flow of the circuit, then of course they're deathly quiet. It is electric racing. Deathly quiet. So yeah, Matt, you're allowed. You can speak, Matt. I know you're.
Oh, I just wanted to give you a chance to your beginning bit.
Can I make a bit of a point here? You know, you're straining your face to look at the screen here. Mm-hmm. It's the same as the screen in front of you. Just a quick point there.
That one's bigger.
Yes, but it's also further away. It's very small or very far away. Which one is it now? It's a little horse. Who knows? Hello to Steve Tuma. Hello to Jockey Carlson. Hello to Dustin Hamilton. Hello to Enrico Meloni. Hello to Neil Lewis. And hello to Marvellous Russ, who's kind of showing off a bit, saying, hello, my name's Marvellous Russ.
Oh, it's good to know Russ is watching.
And you know which Russ it is?
I know, that is Russell Lee.
Is he marvellous? Is obviously the next question.
More than marvellous.
He's more than marvellous. He's over-marvelled.
Yes. He has indeed. I'm pretty sure a regular viewer of the live feeds, Tommy Tansley, is out there watching as well, although he hasn't said anything yet.
Yeah, there's no point being quiet. This is practice, so realistically, it's watching a few cars go round, and only right at the end is it really exciting. So my advice to you is please talk to us, because otherwise we're literally going to waffle for many an hour. We may start going on to the disaster that has been lunchtime food ordering. We've got the whole Ryanair and Matt scandal to get through, but beyond that, let's switch to somebody else. I can see there's a blue car about to come underneath me now, blue and white car about to start straight. That is car number Old Eyes 3. That is Koen Middelkoop. the blue and white machine.
There we go, all looking fairly steady at the moment. Everybody's got kind of used to the grip levels on the track by now, so it's not as scrappy at this point as it's been
Earlier, apart from that.
Apart from that bit, yeah.
4 heats so far. Sorry, 4 rounds of heats so far.
Oh,
Stop. I'm on television. I'm hiding behind the man's legs.
There we go.
Body shell's off. It's all right, only a body shell. It's not the end of the world. It's just a body clip. It's Lee Martin, as you can see, who's in the top heat doing a bit of marshalling. Oh, now, actually, independent thought by Frank on the camera there. He's picked up the bright yellow machine, not knowing that I can't have any chance of seeing it until it goes underneath me. Oh, 2. It's car number 2 of Radim Kolek of the Czech Republic. And looking very...
oh, dear.
Is that an all dear,
little bit short there.
Okay.
The aim is to triple single that set of jumps in front of us there. That seems to be the quickest way over. Everybody seems to be struggling when they double it and losing not massive amounts of time, but enough time to make a difference to them at this level, I think.
Here's Bruno Coelho looking very casual. Bruno's got the fastest individual lap time of 35.6.
Is it Bruno that got it? I thought it was Tessman that got it.
It's actually written down in front of me. I'm not actually that clever. They just have written down the information for me to see. I wasn't saying, I must memorise the fastest time in the previous 5 hours. No, I'll just look at the screen and goes, oh, yeah, 35.6. So that lap we just saw with Kolak was a 39.2. So, you know, this is heat 1. So at the theoretical bottom end, obviously they are kind of guesstimately done for the first couple of days. And after this controlled practice is over, they will be reseeded for the qualifying heat, which begin about 10:30 local time tomorrow. 4 rounds of qualifying tomorrow.
Indeed, yeah. I think these have been fairly mixed up with the sort of free practice we've had so far today. There have been a few heats where you've had some that are quite a bit quicker than others in the heat.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of heats where you're thinking, why is he in that heat? I think they're often 8th guys who haven't done much 10th off-road, and therefore they don't have a seeding and such.
Yeah.
So realistically, we are going to have to start naming this track and the bits of the track, because basically otherwise we're going to be lost the whole time. Or sorry, you're going to be lost when I go, Matt, can you go to, you go, what?
Well, I think we've got the rollers at the back, the big rollers.
There's 2, there's a 4 and a 3, isn't there? Rolling in a triple. I've just trodden. This is the first time, and might be the last time I've trodden my own headset.
We've got the double before the main straight. So
Tom Rinderkind won that one, but don't worry about that time, because that's not the time when they're going on. Actually, they're actually going on the best 2 laps, and it was a 1:15.504 for Tom. To give you an idea, he was 3 seconds faster than the next quickest guy over the 2 laps. So Tom will be in a significantly higher heat, I would think, when we get to qualifying tomorrow. 1:18 for 2 laps for Jarno Siltanen, and Radim Kolek, who are watching for a bit, was 1:19, all the way down for 2 laps best of 1:30 for Milos Sviralan, the local man. And we now get a big 1:28 count. Actually, no, I'd have gone for camera 3 there, to be honest.
There you go.
Yeah, now I think you're right with camera 2. Just have a look at the people joining and leaning over the edge. And we'll get the next heat, and here you see it's going to be Torben Dola of Norway, Tommy Hintz of the US, Matej Vish of, I think that is Czech Republic flag, isn't it? Yeah. Lachlan Donnelly from Australia, Aidan Horn from the US, Gorg Kotzinger from Austria, Nano Keiho from Japan, William Venables from the UK, and Nathaniel Sensei, who I don't think is actually, when I've watched last time, didn't actually make a lap, so maybe he hasn't actually turned up, or is got delayed in progress by a Ryanair flight. Who knows?
No, he wouldn't be the first.
Can you guys turn up your mics? Really? Are you a bit quiet? Does anyone else think we're a bit quiet? If I can turn up the mics, it's not particularly difficult.
We've got cars starting to come out on the track, so I will flick us back there.
Okay, that's always a good thing to do. Right.
So, I'll pick one in this one. Let's have our Australian friend Lachlan there.
Ah, right,
follow
okay.
him round. Since they've travelled such a long way. Oh dear.
Oh dear, the hoodies have broken the door. Hold on. You carry on for a second.
Okay, so, right then. let's have a look where we are. Hopefully we are on Lachlan there. Over he goes. No, back onto his wheels again. Super crash there. Let's have a replay of that one. There we go. First replay done. Oh, you're a bit quiet there.
Yeah, but did you say it was a Schumacher replay?
Oh, it is a Schumacher.
That's the whole point. You have to say it's a Schumacher replay. That's like the whole event is brought to you by Team Associated, A Main Hobbies, J Concepts, and Tony Sport. When you play a replay, it's a Schumacher replay. You see?
It is. There we go. We've crossed that bridge
when we came to it.
I will remember it now. So thank you, Schumacher, for
the replay. Yes.
Okay, so we should still be on Lachlan there.
Hello to Tommy Tansley. Hello, Danny Something. Hello, Jason Potter. Hello, Neil Lewis again. We're sorting out the volume. We have sorted out the volume.
Good.
Rob Harris says something. Rob, if you want to know why this isn't happening, speak to the man himself. That's all I'll say.
I can't actually see your comments.
You don't need to.
Nick's got the comments there.
You don't need to.
So you guys are talking to Nick now.
Okay, let's see.
So fast rollers at the back. Over he goes. I'm not sure who that is. Got out of his way quite nicely there.
Can you give it a bit of a... It's now down for you, because I'm going to do some sound monitoring.
Okay, right then. So, still on Lachlan then. Let's see if we can pick up... who else have we got? Let's give somebody else some time. Let's see if we can pick up car number 2 of Tommy Hines. He seems to be leading this one out at the moment. Not sure where that is. So, Frank, if you can find car number 2... Frank is scanning. Frank has got the skills to pick these cars up pretty quickly. Bit of a pan back from Frank there. We will find Tommy Hines in a second. He's just been knocked off the number 1 spot in this one. We still get him going round. Well, we've actually been following him all along anyway by the looks of it. So there we go, Tommy Hines again. Over we go. So, right. Well, if we've been following Tommy all along, let's go for car 5 then of Aidan Horn from the USA. Let's see if we can pick him up. Car number 5, Frank. If you can search out for that one. See if I can spot them as they go past the window. So, oh, there we go. Frank's already on it, all over it, Frank. So there we go. Car number 5, which is Aidan Horn. Round over the slippy concrete. Nicely cleared on the tabletop there, over the back rollers. And the triple round onto the horrible off-camber corner. Any of you that would have seen any of the videos that I popped up earlier would know what that corner's all about. Doesn't quite show it up just how much of an off-camber corner that one is when they go around it. So it is pretty difficult. These guys not struggling with it too much at the moment, but I'm sure it will catch a few out over the course of the week. So there you go, Aidan over the fast rollers again. Over the triple. I've had a chat with a few of the drivers whilst they've been here, and these guys are now at the point where they are replacing tyres. For all of those of you who are interested in the tyre game, these guys are chucking on a new set of tyres for every run now. There is that little grip out there. They are really chewing through these tyres and just trying to get the absolute most out of them that they possibly can. Lots of slippery bits of concrete, which I'm not sure really whether the new tyres are going to be helping them too much. But I think those parts of the track are quite minimal. There we go. So, job done. And indeed, it looks like Aidan Horn has taken that one from Tommy Hines. You can't actually see all of the lap times on this one fully, so we'll wait for that to pop up. So, yes, Aidan Horn from Tommy Hines in that one. Oh, are you coming back now?
I never went away. I was just, giving it a little bit of a... let's try and please everyone all the time by just... no, we're just trying to raise a bit of... It's very difficult to get the volume. It's interesting, I think, because it's an electric event and it's very quiet. It's very quiet, very, very like a church in some ways, especially because we're inside a soundproof booth. You kind of don't quite work out how loud it should be, and therefore the broadcast a bit quiet. When you're doing an IC event and you're trying to shout over 12 engines, you've got everything cranked up to 40 just trying to hear over the engine, so naturally the sound's loud enough. But we've got this very relaxed sort of way, oh yeah, whiz, yeah, no problem, yeah, nice, I like it. But yeah, I think we're now back on the microphone side of things.
There you go then. So, heat number 2 done. Heat number 3 coming up next. Who have we got in this one, Nick?
Well, I'll have to tell you. We have Tyler Little Jr. from the UK. We have Nigel van Kwatschwijk, Nigel, from the Netherlands. Otto Ausfet from Sweden. Roman Pavoulis from Slovakia. Jordan Izergarin. Is that right? Izergarin from... Is that Australia or New Zealand? That flag. Australia. Anyway, Fernando Cabrera Salado from glorious Spain. Nick Flaudas from Greece. JP Richards from the US of A. And Bartłomiej Karazma Jr. from Poland. And there they all are, standing up. Neil says it's a better volume level. That's good.
Excellent.
Have you had any? Tell me, Tansy wants to know, have you got any feedback? Percy's Matt with A1T. These 2 T's. We've got 2 Matts in this team. We've got Matt with 1 T, who is Matt McCallum, King of Control, and then Matt with 2 T's, who is Matt Guppy, who's sitting to my left. Do you have any feedback from the drivers on the layout?
Yes, actually, yes. They are. I have not heard anybody having a moan about the layout or anything like that. Everybody seems more than impressed with the way the track's been put together. There are certainly the atmosphere here is incredible, to be honest with you, Tommy. It's it really has. From the moment we turned up, everybody's been in a great mood, all the drivers especially.
I've been miserable. I had to drive 4.5 hours to pick someone up from Brno Airport. That was a pain in the backside, I can tell you. I know it was lovely to pick him up, but he shouldn't have been there. Hashtag blame Ryanair.
Ryan Gate. Yes.
Ryan Gate sounds like one of the Australian drivers. Hey, it's Ryan Gate. Yeah, Ryan Gate. How you doing, man? I'm all right.
Yeah, that was a long day yesterday. That was
not for you. You just got kicked out.
We did. Me and Frank got kicked out onto the streets when they shut the arena down.
Hello to Alexander Wild. Hello to Jason Potter. Nitrous36, how you doing? Hello, Joey Hallstrom. Good to hear. It's 1 year since his girlfriend had a new kidney and pancreas, and she's doing great. Fantastic news, Joey.
Yeah, great news.
Good stuff. And in this, we've got a request for a follow. We have a request for a follow. Which heat's this? 3? Nick Flaudas of Greece in car number 7. That's the key. Now is our first chance to look out the window and not find the car I want for half a minute. Car 7 is the car I want. Now, Frank seems very confident he's found car 7 at the back end of the circuit, going round the hard to see. I'm surprised you're not cutting that bit when it comes down that corner. Not going to tell you your job, obviously.
I will cut it more.
Well, what can you say? I've listened to people new off. I just become very managerial all of a sudden. So that is the 7 of Nick Flaudas from Greece. Sounds now perfect. Blimey.
Perfect is pretty good.
Isogen, apparently. Jordan Isogen is pronounced Isogen. And he is Australian, so he wasn't... I really do need to get my flag... Because when I'm reading the names out, I don't actually have the nationalities on this particular. I just have the flags. So it's kind of like fun with flags for those of you who are fans of the Big Bang Theory. I'm having fun with... Is that which flag is that? I think that's... Going back to my geography O-level, which is now more than 30 years ago. What's it again? It's got to be a Schumacher replay. See, you've got to be a little. You've got to make the decision a bit quicker. Otherwise, Schumacher replay gets kind of a bit quicker for the Schumacher replay.
It's a nice martial action there for the
hot
Schumacher
martial action. Some hot martial action from the replay. Right, so that's the back. So those are the rollers, are they? Then we got. Where is it? We're on the wrong part of the track. Oh no, there's that on the back straight. Then there's a triple, and they climb up at the far corner. Then this is the bit where we go into the other camera. There.
Oh, sorry, I was pushing the wrong number 2. I was just pushing V2.
Over the quadruple, which is triple single. Down the main straight. It's not that main, is it? Sharp left.
Slippy concrete.
That's always an issue with slippy concrete.
There's not many of them that are clearing that tabletop there.
Maybe not.
At the moment. I'm sure it will get a little bit more common as we go through the heats. Oh, there's Will Venables out there on track doing a bit of marshalling. There we go. I got your cut to the other camera done then.
Really? Thank you very much.
And you missed it.
Oh, well, that's because I was going to get something else that was information that's coming through. It's always important to look at information that's coming through and see what you can do.
Okay, here we go. So, over the little double, through the slippy concrete. Doesn't quite make it over the tabletop, through the fast rollers. Does that nicely. Another little section of slippy concrete over the triple. I don't know whether we should call that bit the switchback, Nick. And then you've got the nasty off-camber corner there.
Phil Slater says, isn't it slippy concrete actually fiberglass sheet and resin? I don't know. I haven't actually walked out the track. I've walked around the side of the track about 112 times.
Yeah, it seems very much like slippy concrete to me when I've been out there.
Mr. Slippy Concrete for you.
So there we go. Let's see if we can... Oh, no, he's had to dodge that car. He's not going to make it this time. And there we go. A little bit of a kick. So not quite as clean over the rollers this time around. Kindly lets through another car. Not sure who that was, but makes it over the triple. Onto the nasty off-camber corner.
How long have we got to go? Oh, no time at all. We should have followed. We should have, rather than concentrate on that, we should have followed. This is the point. You've not got very laps here, and people wanted us to follow Jordan and Tyler, and we haven't. We've actually failed miserably, which is a bit unfortunate.
And then we go into the last 5 seconds of this one. Who's leading us out?
It's best 2 laps is JP Richards. You've got 2 massive pizzas have turned up.
Ah, hooray. It's only taken the best part of an hour.
That's right. Okay. Let's. I need to do something. So you're going to need to read the results out.
Okay, so top of the pops on that one, JP Richards. And then we drop back to Jordan Izergin, Otto Osvelt, Tyler Liddell, Roman Pavlis. And all the names have gone off my screen and I can't see the other one.
Oh, it's always excuses for you, isn't it? What? Honestly. Turn up, don't get your pizza because you didn't know how to order a pizza, which is quite weird.
Yeah, but you have to order it in one place and then you have to go to another place to get it cooked.
Yeah, I know.
We just didn't get told about the other place.
You see? Never get told about the other place. It's always a problem.
Okay. So, Heat 4 up next. Let's have a look at these guys up on the rostrum. Frank's up there looking poised and ready to go, although he's hiding behind the IFMAR banner at the top right there. Oh, there you go, Frank. Hi, mate.
Hello to Tara Evening, the mother of the show, mother of RC Racing TV. Yeah, we're all still wearing the socks, aren't we? Yep. And every night we have the bed socks on. So got a request for car number 1, which is Misha Vidmar. We've got a request for Mark Smith, and we've got a request for Ari. So we've got 3 people. So if you can follow car 1 initially, which is Misha, and then we'll go for Mark, and then we'll go for Ari. And that's probably it, really.
Yeah, it's not many laps at all, is it? It's quite a long lap on this one, especially for these sort of early heats.
Early birds catching the worm, yes.
But I think these guys are making the later heats more exciting by laying the rubber down.
Bart van Elkpoel says, "Hey Nick, cheer on the Belgium and Dutch team for me." All right, yay, Belgium and Holland,
Woo.
Netherlands. Sorry, blew that one there, didn't I?
There you go. Is that all the cheering they need?
Could you need any more cheering than that?
I don't think so. I'd be happy with that. Okay, who are we following?
The 1 car. So with Misha Vidmar, this should be.
Okay, so
Misha going back through the back triple. Obviously, seeing quite a lot of Misha on RCTV and RCG because he's doing part of the RCGP for the S-Works team, the S-Works Europe team. Having a little bit of a go on. I don't know how much 10th he actually does, Misha. I think he does the nationals and that sort of thing, but obviously more known as one of the many 1/8 specialists who come out to play. That's not worked out very well, did it? Really, that was a kind of a. I think you're too late. We need decisiveness from our replay man. You can't hover over the thing. It's got to be. I'm going to go for the replay. I need to do the replay. No, it's too late. What can we do?
I will be more decisive on the Schumacher
You're
replays.
promising that, but I'm not seeing it so far.
I'll start throwing replays in left, right, and centre. All right, let's hope for a mistake then, and we'll slap a Schumacher replay on there.
Hello to Emilio Rivera. How are you from the US? Hello to Chris Green. You've been waiting a very long time. Hello from Scotland from MSX Marie. What are you looking at now? We need to move to car 2 now if we can. Are we on car 2? We are, aren't we? Yeah, that is car. Is it car 2?
No, I don't think so.
That's car 3 we're on,
That's car
which
3.
is Jodie. No, in car 2 we need. That's the next request we had. That's car 2, and that is Mark Smith from the UK. Over the rollers.
Oh, too safe over there for a replay.
And kind of crawled over the triple there, didn't he? I've not got that right. I'll give that one a miss from that one. Hello to Daniel Something from Australia. Hello to Mubshir78 from Malaysia. Hello from Australia. Tractor's not overly technical. I think it is, actually. Especially on 2-wheel drive. I think they'll be absolutely ripping it when they get the 4-wheel drives up on from Thursday, but it's got a bit of a technical edge to it.
It has. There's a lot more to it. The camera really doesn't show you just how much these drivers have got to think about whilst they're going around, but I know Ray Monday was out there making track plans and doing quite detailed drawings to take back to the pits.
Oh, well done. He's gone for that. Straight with the Schumacher replay. Yes. That's good. That was excellent because that was Marshall confusion. Everyone has a bit of Marshall confusion. So we are now in heat 4. The top heats are sort of, say, 13 and 12. And I think there's still a few guys that we've heard even down as far as heat 8 there are people. Another one, blimey, he's gone crazy now.
Yeah, I told you I was going to start banging them in.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it because it's
worth it, though.
That was better. I mean, in fairness, there's been 2 excellent calls so far, but, what can you say?
Okay, so through the slippy concrete again. Let's see if we can get this tablecloth cleared. Not that time.
Tablecloth cleared?
You knew exactly what I meant.
We have a request also for Ali Bakalas, a car 4 if possible, Frank. As we wait on the turnaround, let's there we go. So I've decided I've thought one thing I can name part of the track. I like alliteration, you see.
Okay.
So we need to name the thing. So remember, our 4 names are Team Associated, A-Main, J Concepts, and Tony Sport. But after this point, look, it goes around here, and then you have the Tony Sport triple. You see, like that bit of alliteration.
There we go.
Right. So now we now need to name the other 3 bits. It's more difficult for the J Concepts, isn't it?
Well, that's the nasty off-camber corner.
Oh, look at that! He's changing the cameras and everything. Oh, no.
Yeah, see, that's the wrong way to take that. Triple single is the only safe way over that.
Is that the official highway code rule, is it?
It is.
Triple single it. It's Ari Bacala from Australia.
I think they are struggling to get drive out of the corners. I know talking to a few of the guys, they've had to make some quite considerable changes to their ESCs to make sure that they aren't laying out too much power as soon as they put the throttle down, because it's just kicking the car out all over the place.
Just
and
turned it down then?
Yes, pretty much.
Softened the throttle response. Made it feel all mushy. The last thing you want when you're driving stock, where you have to throttle down the thing to get to do anything, because these are modified. You can put anything you like in there. You want to put a 3.5 or a 2.5 in, you could. You wouldn't get very far. You get very fast with accidents, in fairness. But
great for our Schumacher replays.
That is very true. Hello to Simon Tolick. Hello to RC Quem. No, Cumen. RC Cumen. And this one is coming to an end. And just to give you an example about how not all these heats aren't that. The fastest person in this heat was Misha Widmeyer with a 2-lap of 1:13.6. The next fastest was Yuno Kano from Japan with 1:17. So the lap times were a couple of seconds apart. A 36.7 was the best for Misha, and a 38.5 was best for UI. Because I would say some of the guys who are 8th specialists have not necessarily been put exactly into the correct heats as they will be. We had to start qualifying tomorrow morning. Q-Men, where can I find live time? You go to myrcm.ch. myrcm.ch will take you there. Do you want to eat some pizza and I'll chat?
Yes, I can do. So I just
do that. So the reason they're eating pizza now is because we actually ordered our lunch many, many hours ago here. But there was a kind of a miscommunication about the fact you have to go from the place you ordered lunch at the Huddy Arena to the people who are actually cooking it. So they sat there with their tickets, having not given the man to cook. And then there was a very, 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 very long delay. And they hadn't cooked it in then. Play Judgment, is there a list of competitors anywhere? Yes, there is. The list of competitors is on myrcm.ch. If you go into the myrcm.ch, the item for the IFMAR World Championships, you'll see there is a participants tab, and you can see everybody who's in the event so far. So any second now, we will have Heat 5. Will ping up on my screen, and I'll be able to tell you who's in it. As you can see, we have the shortenings already. And so it's Jesper Rasmussen from Denmark in 1. Hal Figueiredo from Portugal in 2. Matthew Chaffardon from France in 3. Brock Champlin from the US in 4. Tony Ninvitera from Finland in 5. Then you have a quick wait while it changes on the other screen, because it took off the first screen. It hasn't changed on the second screen. Here we go. And then you have Luis Godino from Portugal in 6. John Philpott from Australia in 7. Irene Levetzau from Austria in 8. And Fabian Luca Widmer from Switzerland in 9. How are the heats arranged, says Mujbar78. Saw some fast guy in the early heats. Yeah, the practice heats are arranged, I think, off a seeding list that exists in Paul Worsley's mind. But if you are a driver who's good but doesn't do that much 1/10 electric, so some of the top 8th guys, they end up in sort of lower heats than you would expect. So that's what's happened. Follow number one. Maybe number one. Good, because someone wants to follow Jesper Rasmussen, and in fact it's Patrick D2307. We're a very natty little hello, Patrick D2307. And that's not a great start. It's all right, don't worry. Eat your pizza. So just a chance to say thank you to Team Associated, thank you to A-Main Hobbies, thank you to Concepts, thank you to Tony Sport for supporting this. The IFMAR World Championship. We're RC Racing TV. I'm Nick Damon. You've heard Matt Guppy's voice on the stream. Later on today, you'll be hearing young Frank's voice, and you'll be seeing content later in the week by the irrepressible and irresponsible Matt McCallum. And we hope to have a couple of little fun things over the course of this week, because it is a week. We've got 3 days of 2-wheel drive, a rest day, and then 3 days of 4-wheel drive. Oh, he's lost him entirely there. Did he change? No, so he's just got the wrong car. As we come looping into the bottom of the track. And over the quad. For just coming from the driver's roster momentum. This is left loop. There's nothing individually that's particularly difficult. There's no area where anyone particularly seems to be struggling. that was an individual bit of bad luck. He landed right on a crack in the dirt, and that just put the car offline. That's something that happened to anybody. Overcorrected. That's right, Jesper. So, can we find car 4, please? This is Brock Champlain, as requested by Tommy Tansley. Stephanie Williams says, "Hey Matt." No, you can't reply. He's got his mouth full of pizza, but he said, "Hey Matt," so he's obviously hit with the girls. And that is the 4 car of Brock. So impressive piece of curse of the commentator there. Oh, is it your missus? Oh, it's his missus. That's fair enough then. So an impressive piece of. So we managed to actually get that car over in about 3 seconds. I have noticed actually during the course of this year that the curse of the commentator has been less strong. We had a vein of form last year when anybody we talked about would crash. Often they crash as we were looking for them. But this year they appear to be everyone's just calmed down on what they can do when they're on camera, and they've been very, very happy. So Champlain now, his best lap was so far as a 36.7. That's the timing and scoring line there, and that was a 37 flat. You saw the last one he crashed just before the timing line. This is heat number 5 of 13. You can see up the top, 2-wheel, practice 1, heat 5. 13 is the top heat. We've got 2 rounds of this qualifying. This is practice today and the opening ceremony. And then tomorrow, qualifying starts for good, for real, for actual, at 10:30 local, which is 9:30 in the UK. Does anyone else want? Oh, John Philpott. Can we find car number 7, please, Frank? Which is John Philpott, as requested by, hey, quite literally, Brady127. Can we get the track car sound back? Has it gone too quiet, has it? We'll sort that out later, Boozehound. We're doing all the fine-tuning when you come on to broadcast. So we've tuned up the stream itself. I think at a point it was a little bit stuttery, so we've tuned that up a lot. We can't find car 7. Has he stopped? We lost car 7. There he is. Another green car. A lot of green cars here. Oh, dive up the inside of the... Well, not the man we're following. Another man's going up the inside. There's 2 of them on camera across one of those resiny, concretey bits they think are going to wear out over the back double and tabletop, coming through the rollers. Flying the Tony Sport triple before they sweep down to the back of the track and right to the far corner, which actually, as you can see, our camera just about can see, but gets a little bit obscured. And you kind of think whether all the drivers can see it, because it's at the back of the track. It's absolutely in line with the rostrum. So that is, often visibility issues, but it's not been complained about so far. Ethan Lefebvre, what heat is Ty? Ty, I believe, if they haven't changed anything from the ordinary practice, will be in heat 12 of 13. He's in heat 12. Perhaps pipe in some monster truck sound for effect. I'm not sure that would necessarily work, but it would certainly give us all a laugh for 5 minutes. So this is Philpott just finishing his... Has he finished his last one? I'm not sure. He has, 5:04, I think. So 5:06. So there's a couple more to finish off. It is just the end of heat number 5. Several cars you can see on the bottom of your screen are just lurking through. And the last to finish is René Levetzow. If he has finished, I think he may actually have timed himself out there, to be honest. So Brock Champlain was the fast... Was it Champlain? I'll say Champlain, it's a bit French, isn't it? With best 2 laps of 1:13.4. Hal Figueiredo, the Portuguese Kyosho driver, 1:14.2 for 2 laps. Jesper Rasmussen, 1:15.8 for 2 laps. Those are the top 3 on the 2-lappery. So the actual overall race time, not important. It's about 2 quick consecutive laps. And next up surprisingly, following Heat 5, is going to be Heat 6. It's quite remarkable how that happens. So, as you can see, we have Wesley van Helmond from the Netherlands in 1, Kuku Kato from Japan in 2, Richard Chattel from Austria in 3, Jessica Palsson from Sweden in 4, Uri Hoodie, the man who owns this place, is in 5. And I get stuck now because one of my information pages changed for the second one. And when the second one changes, I can tell you who the other 5 cars are. I think I really should stop doing it when ours are up. Just do it when theirs are up, because I think they're all 10. I can get caught halfway between good and bad. There we go. So it's Oskari Maki from Finland, Lachlan Monday Jr. from Australia, Oyston Dola from Norway, Zachariah Villabel Nelson from Spain, and Marco Buffalo in 10. So Marco certainly is not a Heat 6 driver, that's for sure. So we got request for car 1. So we'll take Wesley as he comes out, and it's not going to start for another few seconds. And then we'll also see if we can see some other people going around, perhaps faster. Go car 6, says Mr. Pertimiko, who is obviously another Finn and supporting Oskari Maki. So half a minute, as the young woman says on the timing computer. Off we go. So one away will be Wesley van Helmond, the Dutch driver. I'm surprised actually he's this far down the rankings. But there is a kind of a, there isn't necessarily a, oh, that's not a good start. There isn't necessarily method in the madness of all of these rankings, and of course it's only about best 2 laps here, so traffic isn't necessarily a nightmare when you're trying to do a full 5-minute race. You should get 2 clear laps, even if you are significantly quicker than the people around you. I'm not saying that Wesley is, but there's a chance he might be. Then you've also got Marco Barufalo, who realistically is the person you would expect to be the fastest. The Italian, one of the top 8th drivers, and also relatively effective in 10th as well. I think you got the European fighting. I think he had reliability issues back down in Italy this year. Didn't make both of the European A mains. So sweeping round the back of the track is Wesley van Helmond. First lap was a 38.9. It was a 36.9 for Marco. So let's see what this second lap is going to be for the young Dutchman. He flips over and it's a 37.8. And he literally flips over. Let's see again. Should make a replay. He got his 2 laps in, so that was all right. A bit light. Oh, that's called hitting the pipe. So just very much. It wasn't. I thought it was a grip roll. Because when I looked up, nope, he clipped the pipe and that was it. Can we see if I car number 10 of Marco Barufalo, please? Who's flying a bit at the moment. Two 36s, so he's in 113. There's Barufalo in the 0. He's got his body shell. One of the classics by the famous painter Juan Can, the Spanish man who just knows how to rattle through a body really quickly. Over the rollers, left, right turn, and over the Tony Sport triple before coming into the A main corner at the bottom of the circuit. And he's going to come under and into J Concepts jumps. So Barufalo, that one round was a 36.7. He's on 3 in the 36s. Being now to be slightly worried by traffic. He's got 3 cars ahead of him. He started dead last. That was the 6th car he went past of Oskari Maki. You won't do that. Just not sure whether he actually backed out because the car's in front of him, or he actually lost grip because there's quite a lot of dust. He goes even slightly offline in that corner, just under the rostrum there.
There we go. Back now. Pizza done.
You sound wrong.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you can't do what you can't have it way away because otherwise you just get background noise in.
Yes.
And you don't want any background noise, do you?
No, not at all. Not at all. There we go. So who are we following now?
Marco Buffalo. I'm kind of overdoing that a bit. We also someone wants to see Lachlan Monday, who is car number 7, Frank. So we've had a nice bit of Marco time. Since car 7. Oh, that was an easy spot, wasn't it? Straight under. Well, see now, Lachlan's given it an effort with the body shell. He's not gone the 1 count. He's got at least, how many colours is on that? There's green, another green, orange. It's hard, but it's out of focus. Green, a green, an orange.
Black and pink.
Black and pink. But what he's done is, I think what's happened is Marco and him have gone to the paint shop on the same day. And Lachlan's taken all the paints apart from the white. When Marco walked in, he's gone, hey, I want to paint my car. And they've gone, well, I'm sorry, it's only white. And they're going, oh, I'll have that then. So, yeah, so Lachlan has all the paints that Marco doesn't have.
There you go. I know Ray's certainly Ray Monday. Obviously the dad there. He's put an awful lot of time into these cars to get them right for the
painting them.
Well, painting them and building them and setting them up. They've been working on these for quite some time. I'm sure anybody that follows Ray on his Ask Ray Monday page on Facebook will know just how much time and effort these guys have put into.
There's an Ask Ray Monday page.
There is.
What can I ask him?
Ask him anything you like.
Oh, because I love to know what the valve clearances are on a 1965 Triumph TR4A. That'd be particularly useful.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him not to know.
That's a double negative there.
Yes.
You've now confused my brain, which wasn't actually that unconfused to begin with. So, Heat 6 of 13 rolling at the moment. One half of the camera co-commentator crew has had his pizza. The other half, currently verging on Hungary, will be coming down for some pizza action quite soon.
Well, there you go. Got a little bit caught out by the nasty off-camber corner. Makes it through fairly unscathed, though. Taking it a little bit wide, but these guys aren't having too much trouble with the dust. I think it's only really if they're trying to push themselves out of it too quickly, they end up facing the wrong way. So those outskirts of the track, everybody is trying to avoid at the moment.
The thing is, no one's at maximum attack at the moment because they know they only have to do 2 laps. They're pushing and they think, oh, do me 2 laps and that'll be it. But I think the issue really is they aren't quite, giving it 5 minutes of action. I think we'll see a lot more. What's the word for it? Incidents once we get into qualifying. Obviously, thousands more once we get into finals. But people are actually having to really think about how they're going to get through. So Heat 6 has seen the close of its day, and Marco Buffalo was the fastest over 2 laps with a 1:12.8. 1:12.8 is a good time. That's effectively 2 laps with 36.4. Kauki Kato of Japan, 1:14.3. Wesley Van Helm we saw earlier on, 1:14.3. Those are the top 3 on 2 lap times. We're now moving up the pecking order, so we're going to see a lot more 1:12s, 1:13s. And I think theoretically we should see 11s as well once we get to the very top of the pile.
I'm sure we didn't we have a 1:10?
I think it's unlikely, but it's not possible because the fastest lap is 35.6, and 2 35.6s is a 1:11. So, into Heat 7, which is the next one. And they're all ticking through, half a minute to go. So I shall read you out when it comes on my... What do you say about chairs? Can we follow Jamie Hall? That was quick to pick up, isn't it? So it's Thomas Anger from France in 1, Moritz Lauthenbach from Germany in 2, Marek Schüller from the Czech Republic in 3, William White from Ireland, the island of Ireland, Eire, in 4, Shinadachi from Japan in 5, Damien O'Day from Australia in 6th. Jamal Gabrielson from Finland in 7. Raymond Munde from Australia in 8. Jamie Hall from the UK 9. And Philip Jaisi from Switzerland is in 10. Jamel will be the star, says Tara. And follow Gabrielson, says Tipo. So we'll start with Jamie Hall, because he was the first one that was asked for, which is car 9. Right, there's no car 6. Damien, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 10 cars there. There is a car 6. Hey, more door problems again. Oops. And they're all off, and hopefully. Now, I don't think that I was being listened to. So I think we've gone off a car 1, because it's now Matt on the cameras. Frank's come in for some pizza action. So we've got cars. So we'll start with Thomas Angier, but we were asked to start with, we need to quickly drop back. We've got 3 or 4 to cover here. So let's take Thomas over the line. And can you find car 9, please, which is Jamie Hall. Should be the night the car passed, really. It's a bit of a, it's the red machine about. No, it's not. This is red and yellow. And this in heat 7. No, we decided it's not car 9. So 9 now in the back of the circuit. So this is the 9 car of Jamie Hall from the UK, off the track, back on the track. Is that a 4? I think that's a 4 car. I think we've got, it's because that Frank's eyes are better than Matt's, because I think that's the 4 car of William White, actually. There we go. Comes across the line. Let's see if we can find car number 7 of Jamil Gabrielson. He's in the first half of the track. Car number 7. Can you go? So now we're car number 9 of Jamie Hall. Just finished that. A bit late, that one. His time was a 38.3. A couple minutes to go over the Tony Sport Triple. You can come over the back of the circuit there. Turn onto and into the bottom of the circuit, the A main corner. And underneath this, let's see if we can get to car number 7, please, which is Jamel Gabrielson. Right. I'd like to apologise for the camera work. We just found out the cameraman's forgotten his glasses. Matt walked off very confidently post Pizzagate and isn't wearing his glasses. So this is what happens when the cameraman is confidently going but hasn't got any vision involved. I was thinking, why isn't he moving? What's going on? Oh dear. Right, let's really try. Let's try for car 7, shall we? Let's go for car 7. Come on, we can do it. We can find car 7 before the end. He's just started the lap. Car 7 just started the lap. No, not that one, but he's in the first half of the track. He's the orange car about to, I think it's the car about to go over the triple at the end. He's at the back of the circuit in the orange car. Is the 7. There you go. That's your boy. We get woo, see, that's just the last. We get him at last after searching for 4.5 minutes, and he falls off the track. Oh, the valve clearance is 10 thou. Thank you very much to Johnny G. So this is actually his last lap. There's not much point really because he's wrecked it already. So Jamil Gebreson's last lap won't count for anything. He's already had an accident. He won't be one of his top 2 laps. So obviously, if this was actually part of the race, it'd be great. Tara just told me she knew best because she knew he'd be the star. Okay, so the race is finished, even though he's still... So it is Jamil Gabrielson who got the best 2 laps, the 1:12.9 from Thomas Anger, who did a 1:15.6. And then we have Rayo Monday with a 1:15.8 and Malik Schiller on a 1:16.4. 10 thou. Lee Fido goes, woo woo. World's time. Thanks, guys, bringing us footage and commentary. I'm looking for the pit walks as usual. I haven't done one yet. No one's done one yet. Who knows who's going to do them? It could be anyone. We have no idea who's going to do the pit walks. It could be just, well, who knows? We walk around the pit and talk to people. Frank's Mid Pizza. The normal production values will be we return once everyone's eaten the pizzas. After pizza, the massive cock up of getting lunch. 2 grown men couldn't order 2 pizzas. It's a long story. So this is the list of the cars in this one. So you can see Uri there playing with the carpet in front of Uri Hoodie. He's playing with the carpet. I don't know. I think he's hidden something. Can we follow Tommy Hall if Matt has found his glasses, please, is the question. And it's Tommy Hall's actually car number 1, so that should be all right in the UK. From the UK, Colin William from Ireland is in 2. Marcus Andreasen from Sweden's in 3. Tristan Hackle from Austria is in 4. Bartolomew Zambreski from Poland is in 5. Alex Kozczez from the US. Someone's going to have to give me the pronunciation of Alex Kozczez from the USA in car 6. Mikko Luparave from Finland is in 7. Matthias Benetin from Slovakia is in 8. And Ricardo Burton, good old Ricky Burton, is in 9 from Italia. Though he's just actually walked past with a broken car, so I don't think Ricky Burton's taking part in this one. He's just we can still do 2 laps, I suppose, but he's just pulled off. So this is car 1 of Tommy Hall Jr. No, Lee Fido is Lee Fido. Huh. I did cheat there because he just told me how you pronounce your name. Flying out to the back end of the circuit. For those of you who are familiar with the facilities here, we back onto this area here. Behind this area, the back of this part is the on-road track. Is effectively, you think, going to the left of this picture here behind the rostrum. That's the on-road track, and the centre itself is to the left of the track. So the right and the back are verdant green fields of Slovakia, or in fairness, the rest of the industrial estate. So Hall spins and now a little bit through the A main. He's going to come underneath the loop, and then he's got the quad. Oh, slap! Damn that thing! I could even hear that one. Tell me, one of the associated team drivers, and we are an associated team sponsor for us here, together with A Main and J Concepts and Tony Sport. And thank you to all our sponsors who make this possible. Just like to point out that we are entirely supported at this event by sponsorship, so it would do me a great favour if you guys could go there and buy all their products. Because unlike the FE European Championships, where we receive a lot of backing and a lot of help from EFRA themselves, IFMAR, I'm afraid, just went, no. So you have to cover it entirely off your own pocket, but that's my problem, not yours. But it is interesting that EFRA do a fantastic job for supporting radio control car racing within Europe, and IFMAR, perhaps not so much. So who else do you want to see? Someone wants to see Alex, who I can't pronounce his surname, which is car 6. Let's see if we can find car 6 now, Matt. He's probably not that far away from where we were, to be honest, car 6. I must admit, you've got a lot to beat, because Frank was amazing in his finding of cars. Oh, we're pretty sure it's one of these two cars about to go to the Tony Sport Triple. I'm not sure which one it is. It's exciting, this, isn't it? Back up. Underneath now on the main straight, actually. It's one behind the orange car we were following before. And there we go. It's the yellow there. That is Alex in the yellow and the mauve. Mauve? Is it mauve? Was it scarlet? Was it burgundy? That's the word I was looking for. It certainly isn't mauve. Well, I knew that was the wrong word. It's burgundy. So Alex's best lap so far is a 37 flat. His best 2 is a 1:14. So he's not troubling the scorers from the last couple of heats, but he's still got 3 or 4 laps to complete. Oh, that doesn't help. Hear the scrape of Lexan as well. Frank's now moaning. He's had to eat his pizza quickly. If he'd ordered it properly, then you had it long before. Well, yeah, as Frank said, knowledge. But given the fact we've all been here before, well, all right, you haven't been here before. The rest, we all knew the kind of the concept for ordering the slightly overpriced food from the Hoodie Arena. So another lap completed for Alex, but that was a 37.5. Doesn't improve his top 2. He obviously had a little scuffage early on. Such a big Ben Howard, such a big track, makes the cars look slow. Well, I think you say they look nimble. I'm not sure they look slow, but we'll soon find out about that. They are moving when you get down to ground level. Move has his prediction for the top 3 is all the X-ray guys. I can't think why. So a couple of bites into that left-hander for Alex, apparently the Wizard. A bit weird. He's on his last lap now. He might not be. He did a really quick lap. He will just get another one in. Up over the Tony Sport Triple. And turning around the A-main bottom corner. He's going to come over the J Concepts jumps. And underneath he's finished. Oof. That fooled everyone. So can I ask for number 2 from Frank, please? Number 2. There we are. Hello, Mr. Parry's with James Parry. Hello, James. How are you? King of technology. You'd have loved watching Matt as he has laboriously got himself through every single part. He's done a brilliant job, Matt. He has set this whole system up. Amazingly, but James, he was watching videos of you telling him how to do it at one point, which was quite amusing. See, the parry, how to do it. BNNT, any of the top guys not attended this year? I don't know if any top guys are not there. So you'll have to tell me. Alex, as you can see, has won this one, 1:14.036. Ricky Burton got back on the track for a couple of laps right at the end, did a 1:15.5. Mikko Luparavi was third, 1:15.6 for 2 laps. And Bartolomew Zambricki did a 1:17.0. It's Kozkuchek. Says Glenn, thank you for that. Telling me how to pronounce Alex's name, Kozkuchek. The only problem is I will have forgotten by the time he's back round again in an hour and a half. But Kozkuchek actually isn't that difficult. So, and someone says Kozkuchek now. So is it Kozkuchek or Kozkuchek? I'm sure he won't mind either way. Alex, he's won the heat, 1:14.036. So heat 8 up, we have 13-8, so heat 9 coming up, we have 13 heats in total, so we're getting very near the sharp end for all the people we know well. And we have Fredrik Hovegaard in 1 from Denmark, Aaron Munster from Germany in 2, Christian Bukonik from Austria in 3, CJ Jelen, the young star from the US in 4, Kaito Kadera from Japan in 5, Konstantin Salonen from Finland in 6, Aleš Bidavsky from the Czech Republic in 7, Andrew Selvagi from Australia in 8, Florian Schmid in 9 from Switzerland, and it is Balint Rajki who is in 10th, but I can't see his flag. I think he's maybe a local Slovakian. Go Nata, car 6. I don't mind. You press 1 though, actually, Frank. Thank you. I'll take the first car away, which is Fredrik Hodegaard. And hello to Frank.
Hello.
So Frank's eating his pizza after misordering it.
Woo.
And he's now sitting down here. You got the oil off your hands?
Yes.
Did anyone tell you how to do replays?
It's just R, isn't it?
No, it's Control R. It's Control R and
Two keys.
And there's no gap. You just do it straight away. So the one car of Hovegaard's already got himself a little bit mixed up and overtaken by, well, overtaken is not a race, but behind, I think, the Alan Munster. Balance from Hungary, thank you. Yes, because I didn't see the bottom of the green. Thank you, Ati Jaga, because I didn't see the I only saw the red stripe at the top of the flag, where I was being presented with a strange overlay. Thank you, Sam Savage. So it's Balint Rajki, number 10 is from Hungary. But this is not Balint, this is car number 1 of Fredrik Hovegaard. Go the VAG. I don't know who the VAG is, Sam. Oh, Selvagi. Follow Selvagi. Go the VAG. Because actually I read that as VAG. I could have read that in a different way, which would almost certainly have gone, oh, he's been deliberate.
You mean as Volvo Audi Group?
Absolutely, yes. Only it's Volkswagen Audi Group.
Yes.
Volvo Audi Group would be a very strange hybrid, which would start worrying the whole of the motoring industry almost immediately. Okay, let's see if we can find car number 8, Andrew Selvagi, the VAG, as we say. So he's car number 8. He's just coming to the end of the lap now, so he's going to be really near the end of the lap. Car number 8.
The orange car.
He's the orange car, about to go for start-finish. If he hadn't made that accident, he'd be able to start-finish. He's stuck on the pipe. Underneath him now. There we go. Vegemite, says Ben Howard. Dear.
Some little personal jokes
Getting
going
out,
on there.
It's getting out of hand already. This is Andrew from Dan Under. I think it is still Dan Under Slovakia, isn't it? I think it's still a similar position in the world as it would be for the UK. So the Australians had a pretty strong team here, actually. There's an awful lot of Australian drivers who've turned up. We are now up as far as heat 9 and 13. There's still Australian representation. Over the J-Concept jumps. Up through the infield section there, where they switch back and round before they come up over the associated double and tabletops. It's a kind of a combo. The associated combo, isn't it? A double and tabletop. Over the rollers. Left, right, into the Tony Sport triple.
At the end of the pit straight, there is sort of an A shape.
It's done. I've done it already. So the A main is this next bit, which is the bit we can't really see. That's the A main corners there. And the J-Com. So there's not only we don't just do this to make it easy to give our sponsor, but it also helps the camera know what the hell we're talking about, if they're listening, of course.
If they can see.
Yes, that is I must admit, we have had a number of mistakes in the past on RC Racing TV. Historically, we've made just about every cock-up game, but that's a new one. That's the first time I had cameraman inoperable because can't find glasses. In many ways, that's kind of a last of the summer wine plot, isn't it? For any minute now, we'll be going down the track in a bathtub for some reason. It's like, oh, I've not got my glasses, compo. Oh, no.
There's a shape in the way.
There would be a sheep in the way. Right, leading this one actually is Kato Kadera. By lead, that means he's got the best 2 laps. Surprisingly, CJ Jelly, I thought we were doing particularly well, isn't. Down in 3rd. Let's just. There's no one else asked for anybody, have they? No, not really. Let us. Where are you now? Just drop back 1 car to that green car, and we'll find out who it is. Hopefully, it's not someone we've already been on. It's number 9. So that's car 9 of Florian Schmid of. I'm about to say Sweden, but he's actually from Switzerland. It's like Sweden, but the first 2 letters anyway.
It's interesting, though. You know, Berton, he only did 2 laps in that last run.
Yeah, he broke down. Was looking rather forlorn and walked in front of us.
Yeah, but he came second.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it is practice, but I just thought that was possibly discussion worthy because you don't see the drivers.
But those 2 laps weren't massively quick.
No, but that is going to help seed him in the qualifying, isn't it?
Well, it's not at the moment. He's going to need a better run the next one. Yeah, but
but
it's key to get it out. Absolutely.
It's better than finishing 9th or 10th or DNS.
It is. It means he won't be in Heat 1. He's worked his way about Heat 5 with that one, I think.
At the moment, yeah. But I'm just curious that everyone just seems to be going flat out as much as they can, which is all fine. But you don't see anybody hanging back and just burning off 2 laps.
No, I think that
and then pausing for a bit.
I think the track's so large. I think it's difficult to do that. I think you've just only got 8 laps. You've got 7 or 8 laps. You've really got to put 2 together, and you haven't got that luxury of losing a lap because you lost 40 seconds.
I can see that.
Just think about the seeding practice. There's no kind of wave buys or get outs. If you don't put the time in these 2 control practice rounds, or actually the 3rd round tomorrow morning, you don't get the position. A good example was Marco Baruffalo in the Euros. Marco Baruffalo had a nightmare during control practice and ended up in Heat 1. And he was winning Heat 1 by, best part of a lap every time, but he was in Heat 1 because he'd had a disastrous control practice, and that was it. So that is Heat number 9 gone. So we're coming up for 10 of 13. Matt's smiling like a weirdo.
Ooh, boots. These are the last 2. These are the last 2 heats?
No, there's 13 heats. So can you count?
3.
No. 4. 10, 11, 12, 13.
I was going to get there eventually. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, effectively all you're doing is counting. Well done for counting.
1 heat.
1 heat of off-road. 2 heat of off-road. 3 heats of off-road.
I'll let you continue counting.
Yeah, I've got to get to 9 or 13 at some point. Give us a 1 before you go.
I'll bring my glasses.
Can you get there in 20 seconds? Sorry? Can you get there in 20 seconds? So we have Pecco even in 1, Jean-Pierre Sartel in 2 from France, Max Gotzel from Czech Republic in 3, Carlos Pineda from Spain in 4, Yolande de Weerd from Belgium in 5, Kota Akimoto from Japan in 6, Nico Schmid from Switzerland in 7, Jens Becker is 8th, and Elliot Boots is 9. Let's pick up Elliot, who will be off last in car 9 with the S-Works. Car 9, let's start with, please. Woo, that's all going over the shop. They changed over camera in, by the way. It wasn't a glasses situation. There we go. So Frank will be on car number 9. Oof. first lap obviously isn't going to be one of your two fastest. So realistically, you actually don't to get your two fastest laps. You only have the 8 when you're actually rolling, or 7 when you're actually rolling in the time. You're not going to go fastest lap on the first lap unless you're very, very lucky. So over the rollers goes Elliott with the S-Works. Up and over the Tony Sport triple. Slap flams that one to the bottom left of the circuit. Turns back on himself, becomes into the A main corners. And, that's not very good. He's off the track in about 4 different places. But it doesn't matter. That's just one lap that's gone wrong, and he can start the next lap again. So this is another chance to get his 3 laps back on again.
Hello.
Where are your glasses, Matt?
Yes, thank you.
Can I just point out, that was blimmin' impressively bad camera work with no glasses. I was asking you again and again and again to change cars. I said it was last summer white. It's fantastic fun. Anyway, so here we go. Bootsy, who had to make sure he did enough qualifying British rounds after, I think, ridiculously being told he couldn't go to the Chinese World Championship, even though there were spaces, because he hadn't done a qualifying round last time. So he actually had to fly back from Italy, where he lives these days, to do rounds of the Electric Championship just to qualify for this.
Yep.
So there is stupidity in RC racing, unfortunately.
Well, rules are rules.
No, that's not the way it works. I don't, if you're going to be Mr. Worsley, I don't want to work with you, okay? Because the point about it is, I couldn't agree more. He should not take the place, or should not have taken the place of someone who had qualified. If no one wants to go and Britain had got the space, he should have had the space. And no one wanted to go and there was a space.
Yeah, I'd agree. If there are spaces, fill them.
Okay, so Elliott has not done anything particularly the first couple of laps, but that's not particularly surprising. So Pecco Evening, we really need to follow him because otherwise his mum will beat me up. So can you find car number 1, please, Frank? He's towards the back end of his lap. There we go. There's Pecco. Won his first European Championship this year. He won the large-scale off-road, held in Bulgaria. So after a couple of years of being TQ, he finally put it together and became a European champion at large-scale. Won 6th. So Pecco driving a Schumacher.
Yeah, quite impressive to be able to flick between 5th scale and 10th scale.
Well, Pecco, of course, did all 3 back-to-back European off-road championships. He did the. It started off with the 1/8, then went up to in Italy, went to Bulgaria for the 1/5, and then came down to Italy again for 1/10. So he actually 3 weeks back-to-back, did all of them.
A lot of travelling. I bet he didn't take Ryanair.
No, I think it was in his car. Guy Wright says, are they running the track backwards for 4-wheel drive or question mark? I have no idea. There is supposed to be. I've read somewhere there's going to be some changes to the track for 4-wheel drive. I'm not sure whether this circuit... Oh, dear. Again, there was a big kind of... Oh, that's right, you got away with it. I thought it was a big weight, but there we are. We can see Pecco having the issue. Oh, we just turned the tabletop too tight. As we continue our issue with the door not opening.
There you go, see, Schumacher replay. Okay, so over the double, and then we've got the triple single onto the main straight.
All these people who can't open the door, all you have to do is push it. It's not actually in any way stopped.
So rollers at the back. Nobody really struggling with that back section at all, to be honest. Yeah, I think Elise said earlier, nobody's really struggling with any particular part of this track. It's just a big track and the surface is not the most forgiving one.
We have a request for car number 6, which is Kota Akimoto from D Furo. We're not foiling any of our Japanese competitors so far. There's been a few of them climping through, so car 6 here he is. Ready orange machine, flying down underneath the Rossen before turning into the infield section.
Oh, it's a Kyosho, isn't it?
Any second now, he's going to come. I'll let you. He's going to come to the Associated Complex, Team Associated Complex here, which is a double-landed tabletop before he flips over the back rollers here in Slovakia, and then flies up and through the switchback, and then into the Tony Sport triple before coming around the back at the end of the circuit, and then into the A main corners, and then he'll accelerate back towards. Time is going to turn back, and that's the J concept jumps. There's a quad, and you have to choose how many you're going to do it. And there we go.
Yeah, you can choose whichever way you want, but there's only one right way to do it.
Well, 3 and 1, you've told me.
That's it.
1 and 3 work. I haven't raced off-road electric cars since 1989, I think, 88.
You're still doing a bit of racing though, aren't you?
Yeah, I race, done quite a lot of 12 carpet racing. Just clubs these days, just clubs. I've been poor at several European Championships in the past.
I'm pretty sure I could be quite poor at a European Championship if I
Have you not entered one then?
No.
Well, frankly, I don't know why I'm even talking to you then. I'm going to leave you on the comms for a couple of seconds because I have to go and do something important.
Oh, okay. There we go. So Nick is making a move to do something important and squeaking the chair as he goes. Off goes Nick. So let's have a look. So Clement Boda in this one. Yusuke Segura, Daniel Schweizer, Joel Verlander, Spencer Rivkin, Lucas Grenier. Oh dear, there we go. Everybody's gone off the screen now. Let's jump over to that screen. Bump the chair as well. So yes, unfortunately I can't see the rest of these guys now until it comes back up with all their names and changes over. But Frank, if you're up there, if you want to see if you can follow Rivkin round, obviously the 2015 world champion in two-wheel drive. Slightly different circus. It wasn't a circus, it was a surface. Slightly different surface back then, being AstroTurf. Let's have a look. So Frank, I believe Spencer should be car number 5. Oh, we've got Paul Crompton in this one, Alexander Landon, and Luca Rao. There you go. There we go, Frank's found him already. Professional on the camera now. So, yes, Spencer, ex-world champion himself. Obviously, Ryan Mayfield is here defending his current title. I think Ryan Mayfield is in the last heat. Oh, it's pretty obvious they chuck him up there. So, Spencer taking us round over the back triple there. The A main corners. Over the little double and up the main straight he goes. So Spencer not doing too badly at the moment. So he's currently running third on a 37.2. And don't think that's going to take him to the very top at the moment. But obviously a wee way to go yet. I can't actually see the YouTube feed, so I'm going to jump over into Nick's chair, which he's clearly going to kick me out of as soon as he comes back in. Have a look, see what's going on YouTube. Oh, so Tommy Tansley says, can we follow Paul Crompton? So Paul Crompton, car number 8, if you get a chance there, Frank. Be a bluish car. There he is. Frank straight on it. I see Frank's glasses slightly better than mine. There you go. Paul having a little bit of a kick on the dust. Saves it. Well, you're not going to be his quickest lap of the weekend, this one, though. Certainly not now. As he takes another little spin, but a bit of a slide on the concrete section. Around the little nasty off-camber corner. The A-main corner's there. Over the double, so triple single for Paul. It is indeed, just catches his back wheels. There we go, Nick's going to be back in his chair so we can keep an eye on the feed now that he's back there. So we're currently on Paul Crompton from up in the northwest.
Blimey.
Of the UK, I should add.
Rather than what the northwest of the states. Comes from some geography is firm, northwest, that would be Seattle, wouldn't it?
I will take your word for it.
Thank you very much. There you go. So Spencer Rivkin, who would have been the favourite here, of course, the champion, 4 years ago, currently running in third on the 140s. We're with Rivkin now.
No, we're with Crompton. We were with Rivkin from the start because obviously he was the 2015 world champion in two-wheel drive. We followed him for a little bit.
Tom Paul, does anyone think putting coloured light combos in these cars would be a good idea like they do in drone races? No, because drone races is ridiculous.
Coloured light combos as in what sort of coloured light combos are you talking about?
Well, I think a little kind of like LED. In drone racing, they have like an orange flashing LED, or sorry, not flashing, an orange LED or a red LED, whatever it was.
Well, actually, Marvellous Russ, who you were speaking to earlier, Russ Lee, he puts LEDs on these cars and they look fantastic going around the track. I think Jason Potter, if he's still watching, when we did the Invernation a couple of weeks ago, had them on his stadium truck. And in the sort of dusky light up at Robin Hood.
Does it make them easier to see?
Very much so.
No, not like in daytime, not in dusky light.
Not in daylight, they're not bright enough. Because they're underneath the car, you see, there's like an underglow.
Underneath the car. Yeah, sorry. Really shouldn't sing too much in the first day, because people will be tuning out by day 1.5. So we're coming to the last minute of Heat 11. Rivkin's moved to second, but it is Yusuke Sugihara who's the fastest at the moment, both individual lap time and best two. 1:12.3 for Yusuke. Let's find car 2 very quickly if we can. Who's winning this? Rivkin currently best 2 is a 13.454. But his best lap was the last lap, so he's got a chance of going faster now. He just blew it. A bad lap.
Yeah, I can't see the lap time. So who's got the fastest lap in this one? Is it Rivkin?
No, it's Yusuke Sugihara with 35.904. 3/10 on the on the camera. Oh, look, he's got orange wheels. He's got orange wheels. Not yellow, not black, not white, but orange. That is a big, bold statement by the Japanese driver, I think.
I wonder how many sets of those orange wheels he's died or got himself.
I don't know, you just missed a chance for a replay. He just spun. It's too late. Concentration. So we've got 2 more heats to go. The next 2 heats are going to be riddled with big names, I tell you.
You've got some reasonably big ones in here with the next world champion in there.
Yeah, I'll let you off there. Who came second in the end? So at the end of that one, it was indeed Sugihara with a 12.2 overall, which he slightly improved on, which is quite good for 2 laps from Japan, who won that one. Rivkin 13.4, that's nothing special, from the US. Joe Valander from Valander's Tony Valander. Valander from Finland was in 3rd, and Lucas Greiner from Austria is 4th, 1:14.7. So that heat wasn't packed with top names, but here we go. There's some quite well-known people in here anyway. So we have, you can read them there. I'll wait for a second until I get a chance to read them all down, because the weird kind of offsetting of the 2 timing systems. So I wouldn't have finished those people before the next one starts.
Yes, but eagle-eyed viewers out there.
So this is the grid. It's Ty Tessman in 1 from Canada, Dustin Evans from the US in 2, Una Hartnen from Finland in 3, Renaud Savoya from France in 4, Martin Beyer 5 from the Czech Republic, Daniel Kobovic from Norway in 6, Neil Cragg from the UK in 7, Thibaut Jacquelut is car 8 from Belgium, Kari Samela from Finland is 9, and Hupo Honigel from Austria is car number 10. So a lot of talent in this one, to put it mildly.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Kind of a cornucopia of talent. So let's just go on for car 1 and let's see Ty. Ty, of course, much more known as a 1.8 specialist, but obviously being an X-Ray driver, I'm sure it was a bit of a no-brainer to come down and enter this championship.
Also lots of rumours about X-Ray's new car.
Are there?
Yeah, lots of people talking about it. Well, lots of people on Facebook talking about it. How much If that makes it true or not, I don't know.
Yeah. So Tara, go Una and go Callie. But this is going now. It's quite a circumspect first lap, to be honest, from Tesman. Across the line now with a 36.8. He spins back around the infield system over some of that resined jump takeoff areas. He's going to come into the team-associated jump tabletop complex before slapping down into the back circuit rollers, into the left-right little switch hairpin, into the Tony Sport triple, and then sweep around the top end of the circuit before starting the A main complex of corners, which have their own camera. It's like we've planned it, isn't it? Before coming back in front of the rostrum and turning around onto J Concept quads jumps, and that's another lap, and that one again didn't look very spectacular. It was 36.2. So
yeah, it's just pacing over the first few laps.
If he gets a third, 36.2 is a good lap time. So can't argue that. It's Evans currently holding second, Hatton third. Not everyone's done 2 laps yet, so it's kind of waiting to see what's going on. I thought Neil Cragg started a bit late. Saw his dad Nick running and putting the car down, so I think it doesn't matter. I think qualifying they might go, oh no, you can't do it, but in practice it's much more relaxed about how you actually get going, because it's 2 individual laps out of the 7 or 8 you'll do. So Tesman's third lap pings him with a 36.5 for a 12.7, but it's Dustin Evans in 2. He's dropped back 1 car to the 2 because Evans is the man making the pace at the moment. So Dustin, from memory, is he? No, who's Dustin drive for?
Associated now.
He's associated now. I don't want to put his TLR, but no, it's the team associated with Dustin. And thank you to him associated, thank you to AMA Hobbies, thank you to J Concept, thank you to Tony Sport for backing this broadcast. So Evans, who's got the best 2-lap time of the 1:12.3 at the moment. It's a bit more, took 2 bites of cherry coming around that infield corner there. And then flies underneath us. And that lap itself was not quicker. And into the lead with an 11 has gone Una Hatton, and also Una's taken the individual best lap time of all with 35.584. So Una Hatton leaps to the top of the table. See if we can find car number 3. So I think you need to drop back 1 more, Frank, to car number 3. And that will be the young Finn, who is now the top of the timesheets so far for control practice with the 2 laps in 1:11.7.60.
Confident coming into this event was Una as well. We spoke to him a little while ago.
Oh, lost a bit of time on that one. Another team associated driver, isn't he?
He is.
So Hatton actually had a bit of a... Actually, he's gone faster. Despite that last lap looking rubbish, it was again faster again. So, blimey, he lost a couple of tenths. That was a 35.5. So he's gone in 1:11.1. Your prediction with 1:10 may well come in the next heat. Everyone's getting faster and trying a bit better, but Hatton's done 2 very quick laps, including that kind of, even with what looked like a poor bit of drive out the final corner last time around.
Well, a lot of them are said with 125 drivers going around this, they're expecting it to get a lot more grippy as the event goes on. I mean, it's no secret that there wasn't a lot of grip to start with, especially back when the warm-up race was going on, but certainly changing now, and you can see the cars, although in this top heat, higher heats, they're bound to be quicker anyway.
What's interesting is the man who we all kind of suspected, mainly due to the fact there's conspiracy theories, would be leaping ahead, which is Martin Bayer. Bayer's down in 4th at the moment. So that's interesting, because he was setting the pace in the open practice rather than control practice, as you see a Schumacher replay of it all going wrong for Una Hatton, but it doesn't matter because it's already all gone right in this control practice. But of course in a 5-minute qualifying session you can't do that. You can do it in a best 2-lap jobby, but not in a 5-lapper. So it's Hatton from Tesman, from Evans, from Bayer. Let's see if we can find Martin Bayer. We've got enough time? Yeah, car number 5. Let's have a look at 5 for Bayer. The Czech driver, of course, the X-ray designer. I'm sure when I say lives here, it's not anything to do with, he does live here. Bayer, of course, European champion at 4-wheel drive electric off-road and European champion at large-scale touring car. An interesting and eclectic mix of things to be champion at. He's just getting himself a little bit held up by Savoy, I think, from that paint scheme. I think. And there's Neil Cragg. Cragg's not done anything in this one. 1:14.1 is his best 2 laps. The champion from 14 years ago, he was world champion, Neil Cragg. And this year, he was British champion again. So that's what you call a long career.
It is. It is. I think it's 25 national championships in the UK Neil's taken now.
I think it's a ridiculous number. So Hatton remains on top. Tesman's also improved to a 2-lapper in the 111 bracket. This is Bayer. Bayer's still in the 113. So there's a few people who are not going to be particularly happy with their first runs in this. They've got 3 rounds of control practice, 2 today, 1 tomorrow. We won't be showing the 1 tomorrow because we'll start with qualifying tomorrow at 10:30. And they've done the seat reseat. And I think that is it. Daniel Kopovic, unfortunately, had a problem. So it is actually Una Hatton with a 1:11.1 and the fastest lap so far, 35.550, who leads this one. After him is Ty Tessman, Dustin Evans is third, Martin Bayer is fourth, Huub Bohonegel is fifth, Neil Cragg is sixth, Rennes Savoy is seventh, and Kari Samea is eighth.
There you go.
You see the dust fly. Oh, the dust is flying because the man is sweeping in front of the camera.
I don't think it's as dusty in here now as it was earlier on. There's quite a fine mist sort of all over the just hanging in the air earlier.
So about
the doors open either end. So
yeah, but you need wind, don't you? You need a bit of wind to blow through some winds of change in some ways.
There you go. So these guys just completing their installation now.
So the top heat, or the top seeded here, top nons, just well, some well-known drivers in this race. Car 1 is some bloke called Ryan Mayfield, who is, of course, the reigning double world champion, won both the events out in China 2 years ago. Ryan Cavalieri is in 2, from both those guys, of course, are from the United States. Lee Martin in 3 for the UK. Jared Thibault from the US in 4. Dave Ronefelt from Sweden in 5. Dakota Fend from the US in 6, Jorn Neumann from Germany in 7, Michael Olowski from Poland in 8, Davide Ongaro in 9 from Italy, and Bruno Carrello from Portugal in 10. And that's pretty much what you'd say was a stacked heat. Carrello coming in this round was a favourite. Let's take Mayfield, our world champion, off in car 1. And let's see what they can do. So Mayfield with the Yokomo. Double world champion, won both events in China in 2017, so he's looking to retain both events. His 2-wheel drive championship today, tomorrow and Tuesday, day off, and then the 4-wheel drive on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So line yourself up nicely for the Tennis Sport Triple before turning into the A main corner complex. Sweep underneath our camera 2. No, too slow.
I got a bit of it.
Not really. See, when you get a bit of it, you just don't say anything. And so first up in the book, 37.2, so a relatively calm opening lap for Mayfield. Cavalieri's gone about 0.3 quicker. Martin, Thibault all in 37, so they're all Fender 38. Ronefelt's gone fastest actually with 36.03, so he and Olowski 36.3 and David Ongaro. So we got a kind of at the top, then Coelho just on 35.9, so no real surprise there. So let's have a bit of a drop back to Bruno. He should be one of the last cars, car number 10. And we'll pick up Coelho, of course the 4-wheel drive champion 4 years ago in Japan, the Yatabe Arena. That's 9. You want car 10, car 0. Underneath he goes now. He made a little mistake that way around and he did a 36.2. So currently he's fast at 112.2. Don't think we had 2 sets of 111s. So, hello.
A little bit out of shape on a couple of corners there, so I'm not sure if this one's going to do quite the same as his last one. Only a 112 for his first 2 laps. Take only 112.
Picked up the European Championship, of course, I think. Didn't last time, 4-wheel drive. That car is a little bit, he's certainly pushing it. And that's a dead lap, and therefore it's a dead 2 laps, because that lap and the next lap will be no good. He starts again. After 38, still is 1:12.2 his best. So both times from last time are better. So we had 2:11s last time round. They're both quicker than anything we've seen so far in this one.
The thing is, every lap is going to count on these because you've got the drivers out there have got so few laps to get round in these 5 minutes. When you drop a lap, you've dropped a lot more than a short lap time. You know, 30 seconds on the lap, 35 seconds on the lap, and it's a big chunk of your 5 minutes gone.
Running second at the moment is Lee Martin in car 3, Frank. Let's see who find Lee. Running car 3. Lee should be towards the back end of his lap by now. Is that him coming round? There we are. The blue and orange, the famous colour Lee Martin. Multiple European. I think it was 7 European champions, I think he said. I spoke to him at the RCGP event in Asti. I think it's 7. If it's 6 or 8, I apologise, but it's a lot of European championships. More of them in two-wheel drive than four-wheel drive. All of them in this 1/10 electric. For a number of years, him and Jorn Neumann carved up all the championships between them. About 7 to 3 years ago, and then we saw the emergence of Cahello and Orlowski, and more recently, even more surprisingly, Ongaro, who of course won the two-wheel drive championship Euros in Italy a few months ago. So Martin currently scored second. Had to complete another lap. This lap round was a 35.7, and Martin goes to the top of the tree with a double two-lap average of 11.704. Cahello's 11.784, which means the person who was fastest last time, I've already forgotten, Una Hattunen, is currently our fastest qualifier on the 2 laps so far, but there's still a couple of laps to go. Hattonen's found a couple of tenths on everyone else, and also banged together 2 very good laps back to back. So Ongaro in third now. He's going to pick up Davide Ongaro in kind of a 9, Frank, just because he's a story in himself, the man who's absolutely dominating the world of 1/8 racing. Is that him falling over there? Kind of a 9. So Ongaro, of course, is your reigning 1/8 IC world champion. Also has already secured the RCGP championship without 3 out of 4 rounds. And more importantly, more accurately for this one, car 9, Frank, come on. Is of course the reigning 2-wheel drive European champion, which surprised everybody. No one thought, we've seen a lot of the 1/8 guys come over, and they tend to excel at 4-wheel drive. But to win in 2-wheel drive was a major surprise. Of course, we had 2 of those in a row, because last year in the Euros we had Ronefat winning 2-wheel drive as well. But Ongaro
almost just walks away with it.
And Cahello has gone back to the top of the timesheets by the way, 11.4. So he's got the thing rolling quite well.
There we go then, last 10 seconds. And these guys are all going to be coming into their own finishing times fairly soon, but Coelho's still at the top of the pile.
I think we're going to try something different in a minute. I might try a bit of interview camera-y.
Okay.
Anyone tell you how to do that?
Yes.
Let's see if it works, shall we? Might be a quick word, Bruno, in a second. So you know how to do this, don't you? So you got a camera 3.
Okay, there we go. So Nick is on his way out to find, let's see. Okay, looks like he's going to grab Coelho.
Here we are. Look, my bit fell off. We've got a mark here, the place to stand as well. I know, it's amazing. Bruno, good couple of laps there. It's been so far, a good day, but amazing, you weren't the fastest in that round.
Yeah, it was good. Our car is working very well here. We have been working a lot on the warm-up, and on the week that was open for everyone here. So we work a lot on the car. We have a brand new car for a year, let's say prototype car, and it's working very well for everyone. So we are super happy for sure.
How are you finding the grip compared to the warm-up? Because obviously the track got relayed, didn't it?
Yeah, for me we have more grip. For me we have more grip, but for some drivers I talk with, they say we had less grip. So I'm confused, but yeah, I think we have more grip now.
Brilliant, thanks much, Miguel Marshall. Cheers, mate. So, anyone else want to walk across? No, it's fine, I'll walk across. All right, guys, thank you very much. We'll speak to someone else pretty soon. Well, it sort of worked, apart from the traffic.
Yes.
Has it worked apart from the traffic? Anyway, right, so that is the end of the first round of control practice. I can probably give you a list, actually, by looking to the wonderful word of my RCM. And I will give you the overall ranking, I think. Well, I'll try to, anyway. So, at the end of controlled practice... So it was Una Hatton who was the fastest with 2 laps with a 1:11.1 for the 2 laps. 1:11.3 was Cahello, 1:11.7 was Martin, 1:11.7 as well, a couple of hundredths back was Tessman, 1:11.9 was Cavalieri. In 6th place, Michael Olowski, 1:12.0. Yasuga Sugioda was 1:12.2. Ongaro was in 8th, 1:12.2. Evans was 9th. Mayfield was 10th. Fend 11th. Kota Akimoto was 12th. Ronald Falk 13th. Barufalo was in a very much lower heat, was 14th. Jamal Gabrielson was 15th. Martin Bayer 16th. Matt Scottsall 17th. Brock Champlin 18th. And Spencer Rifkind was 19th. So that's your top 19 or so. Not sure. I can't see anyone who didn't kind of make a decent run, but we know that obviously there's a bit to come from all this, and there's 3 rounds of this happening anyway. So when they get underway with the second practice, which will be in about 3 or 4 minutes, they've got a bit of a gap. So there's a chance of a chat. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, I'm quite surprised Rifkin's as far down as he is.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? You've got to try and get a decent run in, and sometimes it doesn't happen. But Spencer didn't look particularly aggressive or quick during it, but you know, he's in 19th, so it's not the end of the world. As we,
You can say there's more to come anyway. There's plenty of chances to get back up there. Don't know whether
we've got 2 more rounds, yeah.
This surface is suiting everybody. You can't please all of the people, but
all the time, or any of the time, anyways. Oh dear, I'm just trying to make sure we got what we need to have. Anyway, so a little bit of a lull in proceedings as we wait for the next. Well, the final round of practice today to go underway. After that, there's supposed to be an opening ceremony. I'm assuming the opening ceremony is in here. If it's outside, no, not in our room. If it's on the track, if it's not in here, i.e., if it's outside on the track outside, which they have done in the past on the outdoor track, I think it might be dark by 7. Then we won't be showing it because we can't actually. So I'm kind of need to get a confirmation where it's going to be. I think that's a good point. I'm going to go and ask Matt to ask someone. Hold on. So you need to talk amongst yourself again, Matt.
Okay, I'm going to jump over there and have a look at the YouTube feed. Oh, where's YouTube gone, Nick? So, not confirmed yet as to where it is.
There's more than an outside chance we won't be covering the opening ceremony because we could only see it outside our window, in which case we'll just take pictures of it. So we don't know. We're going to find out where it's going to be. And if it's in this lovely arena, then we'll be showing it. If it's not in the arena, then we'll be showing the greatest hits of English comedy from 1972 to 1979, lovingly recreated by myself and Matt. And I'll start with one now. Ooh, you are awful, but I like you.
Thank you. Very much like the comedy you were watching on the plane on the way over here.
You were very upset I was laughing to myself, weren't you?
It wasn't so much I was upset that you were laughing to yourself, more that you had... I couldn't find my own headphones and watch my own films on my phone.
What, because you didn't have your own headphones?
I did, and they were in a pocket that I didn't look in.
Excellent, that's always the way it should be. Go Monday, says John Smith. I don't know quite who he's talking about.
Ray Monday.
Ah.
Or one of the Mondays.
Not Manic Monday, then. So we are about a minute and a half from the second round starting. It's Jarno Siltanen in 1, Radim Kolek in 2, Cone Middelkoop in 3, Rinderkind in 4, Kai Koivinata in 5, Miklos Sevarbados. I'm really massacring that. He's British, you must know who he is.
Miklos
Sevarbados from the UK in 6, Milos Srihan from Slovakia in 7, Kai Jaeger from Australia in 8, and Paul Parks 9.
There we go. So installation lap underway. These guys making their way around. Hopefully plenty of chances for a Schumacher replay.
Oh, I would hope so. We've had a distinct dearth of them recently because the drivers weren't crashing enough.
A bit of a combination of them not crashing enough and me not being quite quick enough.
Right. Yes.
You're a bit hooked up there, aren't you?
I am. I've got a hookup. Right, okay. Carol, move yourself again.
Okay, so who's off first in this one? They're just bringing them up in order at the moment, so hopefully it'll just be car 1 again. And if you want to follow car 1, that is Jamo. Sorry, a little bit too far away from the screen. So yes, it does look like they are just going off in order in this one rather than in seeding or qualifying positions. Okay, so pretty uneventful to kick things off straight away. Track is, yes, I'd say the track's starting to grip up a little bit. For these guys, it may not be as grippy as we'd like it to be. There we go. For some reason, my Schumacher replay did not work then. I think that's just because we put a little bit of low disk space on the replay hard drive. I think that's what Nick's disappeared off to go and get Matt McCallum to sort out for us. So those two are outside. So let's jump over and have a look at the YouTube feed from where Nick sits. Okay, so Tommy Tansi's in there again for car 6, which is Miklos. So if you can find car 6, Frank. Let's follow Miklos around for a bit and then we'll have a look for car 4. Okay, I'll have a look as well, Frank, and see if I can see what's going on. We've got Paul Worsley's just walked in to join us. Come and say hello, Paul. Take a pew. You want to just chuck those on? There we go. So welcome, Paul Worsley.
Yes, good afternoon.
How are things going?
Amazingly smoothly at the moment. At these type of events, the first day is always a day of queries and questions. But it's going very smoothly today. The guys have got things organised well. We've spent a lot of time together in the weeks and the months building up to this, and they've got a really good crew here doing a good job, and everybody can see that things are under control. So the amount of queries and questions are a lot less than what you normally have. Good. Much easier on you in that respect, I guess. Then. Oh yeah, it's much easier on me and the rest of them as well, I think. And we're not getting any sort of really serious queries at all from the drivers or the mechanics. So I guess they've understood everything that's required, and the team have done a good job.
Yeah, good. So you're happy with the venue and the layout and the track and everything that's been done?
Oh yeah, I mean the venue itself is an amazing place to be at. They've got so many facilities here, and it all looks very smart as well. The track, I was quite surprised when I came into the arena and saw the track yesterday. It really did surprise me. I think it's a really long lap, but this is quite normal at World Championships. We very often do have long laps. But that's what it's all about. I mean, you go to different parts of the world, you have different types of tracks. The track is staying very stable in actual fact. There's a little tiny holes in occasional places which they'll repair tonight. They'll do some dust sweeping tonight and remove some of the excess dust. First day's been a little dusty.
So I said to Nick earlier, there was a sort of fine mist in the air with the dust that was going through.
Yeah, but they'll sweep off all the excess and get rid of it tonight. First day was always going to produce something like that. Yeah, it's good.
There we go. Nick making his way through like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
So do you think the track's going to hold up like that for the whole week? Because there are bits of it starting to come up, and there's a few little bits that are catching. You know, if they're landing a bit funny on some of these cracks that are starting to appear, it's kind of throwing the cars up, and that's obviously not such a big problem with 8th scale and 5th scale and that sort of thing. But with these cars, it does make quite a big difference to them going around the track.
Yes, it does. I mean, my first impression of it when I was looking at the surface yesterday is it's already very dry to look at. So yes, we can see all the surface cracks in it, but if it's already this dry and it's staying together at the moment, then it's not going to dry anymore, I don't think. So I don't think it's going to crack anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's going to stay in place. I think we're going to get a few holes here and there. We've already seen some to the far right-hand side, but they're not big or anything like that. But they'll repair them tonight, and they will do a repair job if needed.
The repairs are okay then, as far as sort of rules and regulations and things.
Oh yes, the rules are actually state that you have to have a repair team to do it each day. The actual state that in the rules.
Right. Okay. Okay, oh, there you go, Frank. Eagle-eyed Frank spotted a few holes there, so I'm sure those will not be there tomorrow if the team are doing their bit.
They're pretty well in tune. All of the team have sort of researched everything that's got to be done, I think, very well. There's lots of questions. I mean, lots of questions in the months beforehand, and hundreds of emails between them and myself. But that's what it's all about, is helping them to understand what's needed, and then they can do the best job they can.
Yeah, they've obviously put a lot of effort into it leading up to this.
Yeah.
But it's quite surprising. I mean, Frank's got the camera on those holes there, and they might not look particularly big to some of the viewers, but those are some fairly sizable holes. I know it's Bruno's clearing them out there for the next heat. I bet he'll want them filled up for when he's back on the track.
Yeah, in actual fact, I don't think they've got much worse. I mean, I noticed them quite early this morning. They don't seem to have got much worse, but they'll repair them tonight.
Yeah, good stuff. So, unfortunately, viewers, I cannot change the camera angle at the moment. Otherwise, I would have switched you off of the moving camera while the heat list came up. Okay, so heat 2 up next. Oh, we've got all kinds going on around us at the moment. Let me jump up. That needs to do what they're doing. And then once we've got the list of guys in this heat, we'll read them out. So, car 1. Do you want to read those out there for me, Paul?
I can't even pronounce most of them.
You're in the club, I think. We're all going down that route today.
The first one's Norwegian, I know that, Torben Dollar. Tommy Mintz, I don't know where he comes from.
Tommy Hines from the US.
Yeah. But without my specs, it's a struggle anyway.
See, fellow spec wearer.
Matish Fish, Lashian Donnelly, Adrian Horn, George Kotzinger, Kayo, Ian Venables, that's from UK, I know that one. Natalie Sinisi from Italy.
There we go. So let's see if we've got anybody. Car 4, if you can find them, Frank. And that would be Lachlan Donnelly there. So let's see if Frank can pick up Lachlan nice and quickly. There we go, straight on it, as you'd expect from Frank. Until I'm not on the camera at the moment. I should probably still be searching for a car to follow. So what's the news out there then, Paul? What's the latest that's going on?
Do you know, it's so quiet walking around. It's so unusual for a Worlds. I'm walking backwards and forwards all the time from the pitch to the tech area or to the side of the track. Everybody I come into contact with, I say, is everything good? Is everything okay? Yeah, fine. Everything's fine. And it's so quiet on questions.
Yeah.
It really is.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Obviously the drivers are all happy with what's going on.
Yeah, they're finding the track difficult, some of them. Especially the earlier heats, quite a lot of them are saying it is difficult. It's very difficult, but
In what, just generally difficult? Or are there certain parts of it they're finding particularly difficult?
I think they're finding it difficult to get the traction that they think they need to get over some of the jumps, and therefore they're not landing where they expect to all the time. And some of them are finding it a bit of a struggle, I think, maybe, but it's a World Championship.
Yes,
You're going to find that at a World Championship.
you are.
We're not going to lay a flat track for them so everybody can blast around it without a problem.
And you've even taken a lot of the grip away.
Yeah. I think the grip will still improve. There's more rubber and more cars go around. I think it will still improve.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that I've spoken to, we had a touch on it briefly with Nick earlier. They've said with this amount of cars going around, they are expecting it to get a lot quicker by the end of the two-wheel drive at least. So
yeah. I think that you'll find that maybe halfway through qualifying tomorrow that it's quite a lot different then
yeah,
to what it is now.
yes. Okay, sorry viewers. Got some technical things happening around us at the moment. Try and get the replays back up and going. Okay, so let's switch this up, Frank, if we can. Let's see if we can find car number 2 of Tommy Hines. There we go, Frank, straight on it there. Straight on it. Okay, there we go. We've lost Paul for a minute or two. So, eMoney7472 says at Paul Rotherham, so it's a Worlds event. Shouldn't they hold it? They shouldn't hold it if they are new and can't handle it. I'm not sure any of the drivers here are actually new, just not as experienced as the top heat, if that's where the conversation's gone on YouTube at the moment. These guys, all of them in their own right, from top to the very bottom. Very quick drivers. Lots of national, regional champions out there. But we are following the number 2 car of Tommy Hines at the moment. Only 30 seconds left in this one, so not really enough time to swap to anybody else now. And if you know who's coming up in the next heat, then make sure you give us a shout, let us know, and we will do our best to follow them for you. I can actually see the YouTube feed now. Just. Okay. So Tom Porter says I probably wouldn't have hosted it at X-Ray's home track. It seems like that invites controversy, if nothing else. Yes, it does. However, on arrival here, they have done a absolutely amazing job with the place. Not just the track, the whole venue. The whole venue is absolutely breathtaking. So, yes, it might have created a bit of controversy having it at X-Ray's home track. However, all publicity is good publicity, and it's certainly a well-publicised Worlds event. So, if anything, the controversy has done this event some favours. Like I say, getting here, you can't help but be impressed with the place and all of the work that's gone into it. So you've got to commend the X-Ray guys for doing their bit for the sport as a whole and laying on such a mega event, really. Okay, so we got Nick's orange wheeled friend in this one. List of the drivers up yet. Nick is back with us now.
You have foreshortened time. That's just somebody else who uses orange wheels.
Oh, okay.
My orange wheeled friend's in like heat 10 or 11.
Oh, right. Well,
It just goes to prove he's obviously the dye has. No, actually, they're nothing like as orange. You mean the one over there? They're flory. No, the orange ones are proper, like, you know, an orange colour, not a flory orange. It's really important to get these light differences of wheel. Bit of bad news, I'm afraid, for the watching public. And I'm sorry to be the bringer of bad news. Someone's body's fallen off. Car on the start line with no body there. Frank, you need to zoom in, mate, if you can see it. It's going around. It's going underneath you now, no body. I ain't got no body.
And Davey Little out on track, sorting the cars out.
I think that was a test for the transponder, is my guess.
Okay.
Yes, there's a bit of bad news. Sorry about this. We can't bring you the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
Because the opening ceremony is not in this hall here. It's even not on the track behind us, which we could have brought you. It's actually in the indoor off-road track is where the opening ceremony. So the opening ceremony will not be brought to you. Very sorry. We will record some stuff and take some pictures. I'm afraid there will be no opening ceremony live, which is always a bit of fun. So we'll be on until the end of this round, and then we'll have to say goodbye for the day with no opening. Sorry. None of that. The replay's working again.
Oh.
No, they're not. Okay.
No, they aren't. Can we switch cameras now?
Yes. Let's say Schumacher a lot instead. And team associated A-Main Hobbies, J Concepts and Tony Sport. Schumacher.
No, we can't switch cameras. Because when I push the button, it doesn't switch. So let's wait for it to go around to the other side so we know we're following
car number 1. The big finger in it. Tiny little Julia. Julia?
Thank you, Frank. Okay, there we go. Camera's back.
I think sometimes an erroneous mouse click puts the TriCast, puts Terry into a different environment.
So Tyler Little Jr. we're following round now.
Raphael Quinan said we should do Facebook Live from our phones. I think possibly no one needs to see another half hour of our phone conversations, do they?
I might do a Facebook Live over there.
Yeah, I've got a bone to pick to you about that. Unauthorised Facebook Living.
Oh, okay.
We were trying to build up some tension because we hadn't seen the cars go around. Please follow car 3, Otto Ausfeld. Let's follow car 3, please, Frank. There he is. He's orange. That's car 2.
That is car 2.
Very smug there, weren't we? That's car 2. Oh, look at us.
Like I could pick a car out straight away on the camera.
I was about to say, Mr. Specky there.
I've commended Frank for his awesome camera work several times.
Frank has done particularly well, actually. He's pick up cars, in fairness to Frank. He is as good as picking up cars as he isn't good at picking up a pizza. Gareth Hayward says there shouldn't be any controversy because X-Ray is focused on developing a high-grip carpet car and not a dirt car. All manufacturers are going to struggle. Is that true? Is 1/10 now just indoors on carpet?
Well, clearly not.
See, I'm so old school that my 1/10 racing was you went to a field, someone mowed a middle bit of it and put some pipe down, and that was the track. Because, you know, the bit with less grass was the bit you raced on. And then obviously the tracks went off very quickly with the grass wore out. Oh, that was a sporty bit of...
It would have been a classic time for a Schumacher replay. That.
It would have been, yes. But we have some hard disk work to do.
Okay, so we're not on Tunnel Little anymore. Who are we on now?
Still car 3, who we asked for was Otto Ausfeld.
There we go.
Hello to Aaron Martinez, how are you? Car 2 Nigel, please. So someone's called their car Nigel. Boom. Car 2, Nigel van Katowicz, please. The Dutch driver. Oh, blue. Oh no, he's got 2 colours. You very rarely see a single colour of blue. There's very few single colour blue cars. He's got a majority of light blue, but he's ruined it by having a bit of purpley pink at the front. I look out the window to get the real colour because I'm only seeing TV colour here.
Yeah, blue and pink from what I can make out. It's pretty much pointless me looking out the window without my glasses on to try and work out what colour it is, but as it comes around, yes, definitely blue and pink.
Blue and pink, not just blue, but blue and pink.
So through the slippy concrete, see if he clears the tabletop. Unlikely.
Someone's written down that he wants to follow the local driver, so I'm thinking that'll be someone from Slovakia. Said local driver JP, please. What's the fucking? It's not. He's local to him. It's JP Richards in the States. Car number 8, please. Frank, we've been buzzing around, seeing as many of our supported drivers as possible. So 8, who is just about to finish his lap. I thought it was a progress meter. That's disappointing. I thought he was the person who crashed, but we didn't manage to curse the commentator in. Oh, this is the same car as the last one. This is suspiciously similar to the car that we thought was car 3.
It was, but we weren't actually on car 3.
Well, we might be.
We just thought it was
could be
car
2 of the same colour. No one said that's not car 3.
Car 3 was the orange car.
Was it? Oh. Did we follow before?
And we skipped on to the orange car briefly.
Going on.
Then we went back onto this one.
That was car 2, wasn't it? So car 2 wasn't that car. I feel really bad for all the Nigel fans. We were following the wrong car, but it should have been Nigel. It's just terrible. Literally feel like I'm not sure I can look these drivers in the eye anymore.
But there we go. Is that one done and dusted? JP Richards at the top.
That's the orange one. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we showed everybody about 14 times. It's fine.
Frank was all over it.
Frank
knew what was going on.
Doing, yeah. Well, let's what would Frank do?
So there you go. JP Richards from Otto Ausfeld back to Tyler Little Jr.
13.4 best 2 laps for 1 minute. 13.4 for JP Richards, and then 1:69 for Otto Ausfeld. So JP Richards and Otto Ausfeld will not be in the same heat come qualifying.
See, these guys 36-second laps. I mean, they're not a million miles away from the very, very top heat.
Well,
I know
one of them's done a 36. The next was 37.6, then a 38.5. So it's a kind of a sort of an outlier rather than if you're doing like a mean or an average, or whatever it was, you have an outlying result you want to remove at some point.
I was just trying to be nice to the other guys in the heat.
I think it's good. No, I think this is good. I think you've basically we're playing good commentator, bad commentator, and you've decided to be the good commentator to see the good in everybody, and I've just gone literally completely outclassed. So heat number 4 comes up next. It's Misha Vidmar in 1, Mark Smith in 2, Jody Long in 3, Ari Bakaya in 4, Kay Freina in 5, Yuno Kano in 6, Sven Rudid in 7, Zolst Badges Jr. Oh no, he's not. Just realised something. Mitchell Pratt's in 9. I am thinking there's a lot of people here who are named after their fathers. And now I've realised he's not Kay Freina Jr. He's Kay Freina, who is a junior.
This makes complete sense now.
I thought, why are all these drivers named after their dads?
I think because I've never seen Tyler Little be
Junior.
called Tyler Little
Junior.
Jr. anywhere else.
Well, you should have known his dad's not called Tyler. Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, you never know. Could have been his granddad. You never know.
It could have been. It's getting dark, isn't it? Because that camera's struggling a bit more with the light.
Okay, so we're following car 1 of...
Misha Vidmar.
There
We've
we
done
go.
that before. Can you drop to car 3? Because I don't think we followed Jodie Long last time from Poland, I think. That's a Polish flag, I think. If it's not, please criticise me on the chat.
Please criticise him on the chat.
No.
If anybody's chatting out there.
I must admit, there's been a distinct dearth of people wishing that certain people who aren't here were here in the last few minutes. His fan club's got bored.
Well, these things happen.
Regularly to some people. So this is the 3. Oh, he's crashed. Then, right, can you imagine that in slow motion?
That would have been brilliant if we'd had a Schumacher replay.
Actually, I'm going to have a quick word with Matt about something, so take it from there.
Okay, so we are still on car number 3 of Jodie Long, who's at the back of the pack right now. So let's have a look. Sport. This is a hobby, says eMoney7472. Well, there you go. Some people think it's a hobby, some people think it's a sport, but only the right ones think it's a sport. So there you go. I wanted to have a look at the feed. We're being told it's not a sport; it's a hobby, Nick.
Grrr. It's a sport. What's a sport?
eMoney7472
Doesn't know. Doesn't she or he? It's not a hobby. It's a sport. It's scale motorsport. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's scale motorsport, and don't let anyone tell you it's not.
There you go. I have said, though, some people see it as a hobby, some people see it as a sport, but only the people that are right see it as a sport. So,
Tell you what, darts is a sport. This certainly is. I've got to miss this conversation. Someone's just said, yes, but it was the European block turn. What's that about? Who's arguing about blocks? Tom Porter's a spobby.
Spobby, I like it.
Do you remember Mr. Spobby? Spobby, 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 Spobby. It is. Parochial gags are always particularly good, because what happens is that 5 people think they're funny, everyone else thinks they're completely insane, which is really what I'm aiming for.
I think the thing is that there's quite a lot of people out there that don't see sport as anything other than running or kicking a ball.
Yes, e-money, 4714. Sport, LMAO. Then bowlers are athletes. Well, I don't think they are. I think, Jofra Archer's certainly an athlete, in my opinion. Glenn McGrath, they're all athletes. And that's another joke that won't travel to the States.
Well.
Emma Gade, it's a passion.
Oh. There you go. That's the best one.
Is Emma a relation of Lena, is my question.
I don't know. Maybe she'll answer.
Our blonde on TV has kind of literally got splinters in his backside. Some people do it as a hobby, some people do it as a sport.
Yes, and I'd imagine the ones doing a world championship
I'll
would
probably
be
do it
doing
as a sport. We've been on this car the whole time. Just any other car, Frank. Any other car. That's any other car. Any other car. Any other car. 7, that is. I'm virtually certain that is the 7 car of Sven Ruddick, who makes spare bits, isn't he, Sven?
Isn't he the associated supplier in Europe?
Sven makes some spare parts. Yeah, he does make parts. Who are Glenn McGrath, says Julius Makeway. It's amazing. The first Australian bowler I could think of is someone who retired for several years. Can't think of a single of the ones in the team at the moment.
And there you go. Curse of the commentator. Sven has now dropped to the back of the pack. So only 45
Not
45
necessarily
seconds
our
left
fault
in
because
this
it's the best. If this was actually a qualifying, it would be our fault. But he's had plenty of time to put his best 2 laps before we got to him.
one. Yeah, so I'm quite happy to take the blame for it though. Nick's in denial. I'm quite happy to take all of the blame for Sven being at the back there. So
Is it not
this
Ryanair's
one,
fault?
it could be Ryanair's fault. What are we on? 20 seconds to go in this one. So there's not really any chance for Sven to better where he is now, unless his last lap was an absolute blinder, which I don't think it was. Where's the last lap time? Oh, we're all done anyway. So there you go.
It's all done. It's all done.
No improvements for Sven there.
Poor old Sven. Just not improving.
These things happen.
Steve Colfax, RC is a sport because it has a championship and that makes it a sport. No. Because you can have a championship for anything, can't you? You can have a pub quiz championship.
You can.
But I still think it's a sport. E-Money 7472. So if I go to marbles race and it's organised, is it a sport? No. It's not a sport.
Okay, so Heat 4 up next.
It's magic. You didn't tell me about the magic, though. You've done magic and you didn't tell me. I love a bit of magic. Right.
So once we get the list changed over on our screens.
I've made a terrible mistake. Jodie Long is from Singapore, not Poland, so I've had a massive misappropriation of flag there. So Jodie Long, apologies, who came in 8th in that heat, is from Singapore. Misha Vidmar won, by the way, 1:13.5 from Kai Freien and 1:15.7. And Jodie Long, who came in 8th, is from Singapore, not Poland. Hot dog eating is a championship. Hey guys, when are the scheduled pit walks? We haven't scheduled them yet. There'll be one tomorrow. I'll do it, and it'll come on, and we'll give you plenty of warning about tomorrow's pit walk, so don't worry. We thought we'd wait and let everything settle down so we can actually ask them some questions.
There's some quick drivers in this one.
So in car 1, it is Jesper Rasmussen. In car 2, Hal Figueiredo. Car 3, from Portugal, Mathieu Chaffrandon from France. Brock Champlin, who's in the top 20 overall, is in car 4. Tony Nintivera from Finland in 5. Luis Gordinho from Portugal in 6. John Philpott from Australia in 7. René Levitzau from Austria in 8. And Fabian Luca Widmer from Switzerland is in 9. Hearts 1/10 Electric says, what's everyone's favourite section of this track? It's a good question, actually.
Ooh.
And we have a request for car 7, who is John Philpott. Start with car 7, Frank.
What's your favourite section of the track so far, Nick?
At the moment, I have yet to say. Actually, oddly, I quite like the bit. I'll show you in a second. I actually like this bit at the end of the straight, at the end of the infield straight, where they loop round on the infield. I know it's flat, but it seems to be a bit where you can actually see the cars moving and actually handling. And see, like that, you've got a bit of oversteer. You can see them driving. This internal section I quite like. I know it's got no spectacular jumping about it, but don't forget, I'm a track man.
Yes.
Be it full scale or scale motorsport.
Yeah, I think the quad in front of us here, in front of the driver's stand, or just next to the straight, it's a bit of a make or break on that one. If you're not pushing it well enough to clear the whole the first 3, you lose quite a bit of time there.
John Smith says, and this has got me very confused, if it's not a sport, it's certainly a discipline.
Okay.
I mean, I appreciate what you're saying. However, I'm not actually sure quite what a discipline. Can you give me an example of other disciplines, John? This isn't to do with, BDSM or anything. So what would you say is a discipline? Because often a discipline is like a subsection. So like you have 5 disciplines in modern pentathlon, I would say. Though individually they're all sports.
With that, okay. Right, so I'm not thinking correctly when I say four-wheel drive would be a discipline, two-wheel
Don't
drive
know.
would be a discipline.
Yeah, again, I think this is going to come down to definitions, and John has made a fine statement. It's not a sport; it's a discipline. So you can explain other disciplines just to help us, help us converse on a starting playing field of equalness.
Well, I mean, the conversation is yes, it is a sport. So that's.
Gups Ain't No Sportsman. Someone's changed their name to Gups Ain't No Sportsman. How can it be a sport if Matt goes home when it rains? And now you need to tell us what that's about.
I don't race in the rain.
Don't you?
No. And, actually, I don't. If it starts raining through the heat that I'm racing in, I don't go home. But if it's raining before I start that heat, and it's likely to carry on raining throughout the rest of the day,
Right.
then that's me done.
Is that because you don't want to get wet, or because you don't want your car to get wet?
No, because a combination of things, really. I just, for me, the enjoyment of this sport is in...
It's not just then. Somebody else just said John Smith's blown my mind, but also they go, oh, good, no.
is high grip. That's my enjoyment out of it. Being wet and having no grip and struggling throughout the day, that's... I'm at a point in my life now, or at a point in this game where...
Game? It's not a game, it's a sport.
where racing in the rain and the wet just doesn't tick the right box for me. So I'd rather go home a little bit earlier.
So what you're basically saying is if you've been the star of the recent Hollywood blockbuster, The Secret of Racing in the Rain, it would literally have just seen you packing up and going home and taking the dog with you. And that'd have been it.
It would have seen my alarm going off in the morning, looking out the window going, no, not today, not today.
Oh, dear. And Judith Mateware kind of agrees with me, saying the floor is a discipline of gymnastics. So you've got floor, beam, vault, and 2 bars if you're a girl and a single bar if you're a boy.
So does that mean four-wheel drive is a discipline?
Yeah, I think it's a discipline of radio control car racing. Yeah, I think they're all disciplines.
Okay.
Gareth Hayward says, Nick, do you still think 1/12 is the hardest form of RC? No. I don't. I think every single form of RC has its own special challenges. And my personal feeling, this is going to be probably quite unpopular, is the hardest form of RC is 1/8 rallycross. And I'll tell you why. It's because it's the most competitive. So it's the hardest to be best at, because there's more people doing it and more people trying to win at it. So that's why I think it's the hardest. It's not the hardest to do, it's the hardest to succeed at. So the hardest of is I would say is that. That's my. I don't know. What do you think is the hardest discipline of RC? See, we call it discipline. We already moved into that concept. What is the hardest discipline?
Well, for me, 10th off road, because that's what I do.
But is it? No. That's not.
No,
That's
hang on, because I'll explain.
Go on then. I was going to cut over you, but I'll stop now.
So 10th off road, you've got a lot of. Okay, so it's indoors, it's outdoors, it's clay, it's astro, it's carpet, it's hard wooden floor, it's jumps, it's fast bits of track. It's not. You're not talking, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way towards touring cars, because there's no way that I would be derogatory towards any form of RC. But it's not like racing on a flat single circuit. There are multiple different things you've got to think about at every single track you do with 10th off road. Now,
can I tell you 2 seconds? Brock Champlin won that last with 1:12.5, which is a pretty quick time. Hal Figueredo second, 1:14.3, and Matthew Shaffordon was third, 1:16.5. Please continue.
8th rallycross, yes. You can understand that is probably extremely difficult. It's not something I've...
Would you agree is the most competitive form of RC, because the most number of people do it, most people do it professionally? It's the hardest thing to be best at because the same people do it.
If it's the most amount of people that do it, then of course it's the most competitive. It's got to be.
Professionally. You see, I think the interesting thing is, I think if you made a point that if you look at 12th or 10th track, it's the level of precision is remarkable. And the best guys have a level of precision that is unimaginable to mere mortals. However, off-road, you need a slightly less precision, but you need a level of improvisation as well, because you can take what seems to be the same jump 3 times and you'll land somewhere else each time. So, that's where you can say what is the most difficult improvisation against precision. And I think that's why each of them have their own special thing. But I think if you come down, what's the only way you can really say is what is the most difficult? What would it be the most difficult to win a world championship in? And the answer to that is 1/8 Paracross in my mind. Because just the field of professional drivers is bigger.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue that it's definitely a bigger field and very, very competitive. Okay. I'm happy to go with that. You've had much more time in this than I have.
I don't know. Calling me old. So car number 1 is Wesley Van Helmen. Car 2 this is heat number 6, is Kuka Kato. Richard Chattel is in 3. Jessica Paulsen, the Swedish lady driver, is 4. Uri Huddy is 5. Askari Mackay is 6. Lachlan Munday, who's not Lachlan Jr., he's just Lachlan Munday, who's a junior, is from Australia, is 7. Oystein Dola is from Norway in 8. And Zachary Villabert Nelson's in 9. And Mark Lipper from Italy is in 10. And does anybody we've set off this chat now, no one's really kind of actually saying they want anything. So let's look at Jessica, car 4. And she's a bit of a social media whiz.
New Schumacher driver.
Sort of pink into blue. Well, actually, I just missed this, but someone told me about 4. I had to scroll down again to follow Jessica Paulsen. So I've just managed that. E-Money is very, very obsessed with marble racing. He's mentioning it again.
Well, I mean, go for it.
Being physically fit helps with mental focus. Someone said you can't. I think we could probably loop around forever. I personally believe it's motorsport, scale motorsport, and therefore the answer's in the title. But the whole discipline thing's quite good. I now think I do understand this. So you have RC as a sport, and this as two-wheel drive electric off-road is a discipline of RC. As is 1/12, as is 1/8, as is 1/10 IC touring cars, as is 1/5 large scale, everything else.
I mean, it's similar to the argument of, is football a sport or is it a game? Because you don't play a sport of football, you play a game of football, don't you?
Just goes to show that in many ways the English language is not flexible enough for taking all our opinions. So I think we should definitely invent new words to
don't mess with the
English language as Jessica goes over the J Concepts quads and comes underneath the rostrum before sweeping round the infield section, trying to hit the 3 apex C's before putting a bit of power for the short double. And she's going across a large patch of resin before coming over the team associated complex, which is the sort of double down flip tabletop, then over the rollers at the back before she'll turn left and back through the switchback onto the Tony Sport triple, which will drop into the far left-hand corner before she comes into the bottom section, which is hard to see for our camera and probably hard to see the drivers with the A main corner complex before shooting back away before they loop around in front of the rostrum and back onto the J Concepts jumps. And that lap for Jessica, which we just watched, I'll wait for the team to update, which is quite slow actually sometimes, was a 39.034.
See, Jessica took the double route over the triple single in front of us here.
See, she hasn't been listening to you.
She hasn't. Maybe I should go and have a word after. I'd be surprised if she wasn't far better than I was on pretty much any surface, to be honest.
E-Money 7472 now is taking this rather to extremes, saying that spelling, a spelling bee as everything in RC competition now is spelling a sport. No, you can spell sport though, S-P-O-R-T. And you spell Spobby, S-P-O-B-B-Y. Oh, look at this Tom Porter. This is good, because Tom's actually... My screen doesn't say Tony Hobby. It says Tony Sport. Good point. It also says, hopefully, J Concepts, A Main Hobbies, and Associated, Team Associated. And it would say occasionally Schumacher Replay, but we've decided that they are going to make a massive reoccurrence tomorrow.
Massive. there were many Schumacher replays tomorrow. See, double again there.
Which is obviously the way she wants to do it. So the lap time, that time was 38.90. She's kind of missing a second and a half a lap.
It's on the double, see? Triple singlet, that's that second and a half back.
Okay, so let's see if we can follow somebody else. Marco's leader. This is right, car 2 of Kauki Kato from Japan. He just finished the lap. I just finished the lap, I think. So that's the 2 machine, the Japanese driver. Spelling bee, this goes really. So spelling bee has set up some tyre selections. There's no hand-eye coordination with spelling bee, it's true. I've never been in the spelling bee. I've watched the film about it, what it was called.
About the spelling bee?
There's a very well-known, quite famous documentary about it. Oh, and now thinking in your mind, seeing that again in slow motion. There we are.
It's, well...
What's he doing? Oh, he's doing what you should do.
Yes.
He's giving himself a bit of space for a 2-lap run. That is intelligent driving by Kuki Kato. And go, bang it. Now you've got to do 2 laps. Come on. Swing it round way too wide. That's better. Avoid the dead car.
Nice.
He's got a lot of front end on that, hasn't he?
Very easy to get sucked into.
Impressive for a 2-wheel drive car. He's got a lot of front end on that. Let's see if we can get round at speed though. Just tipping the rear slightly. He's not. He might get 2 laps in here.
Yeah, I think he'll get the next one in. 30 seconds to go.
No, he's on his last lap. He's going to go to red. They're on their last lap.
Oh, okay.
So he lost the run.
Unfortunate. Oh dear. There we go. Didn't matter anyway. That was a single lap that wasn't going to improve anything because of the lap before. And there we go. Heat 6 done and pretty much dusted. Just waiting for the last 3 or 4 to cross the line now.
And it's Marco Barufalo. Wow, he's on an 11, and he's done the best lap of all. We missed this entirely. Marco Barufalo has done the top lap time we've seen so far with a 35.399, fastest lap of the event so far. Track is getting a little bit quicker every time round. The 1:11.629 puts him in about 3rd or 4th overall. So Barufalo has smashed it whilst we were talking about hobbies and sports, which is pretty much fine. I decided not to. We could be showing him so much before I decided against it, but Barufalo has taken the top time, individual lap time, and about the 3rd overall time for the championship. It's still Una Hattunen. That goes into 3rd. Is 6.29 overall. Hattunen's still the fastest we've seen. 1:11.134.
Yeah, it's like I said, Una was very confident coming into this. He did pretty well back in Reims when the Euros were back there, and that was fairly
at the sweat box.
At the sweat box,
at
yes.
The sweat box.
So Jamie Hall in this one as well.
So we have Thomas Anger in 1 from France, Moritz Lautenbach from Germany in 2, Malek Schuller from Czech Republic in 3, William White from Ireland in 4, Shinadachi from Japan in 5, Damien O'Day from Australia in 6, Jamel Gabrielson from Finland in 7, Raymond Munday from Australia in 8, Jamie Hall in 9 from the UK, and Philip Gissi from Switzerland is car 10. We were asked to show Shinadachi last time round, so can you pick up car 5 away, please, Frank? Half a minute before they get rolling on this one.
So some very quick drivers in this one.
Steve Arn, what is Ongara's heat? He's in heat 13, and this is heat 7. Heat 13 will be the last heat.
So another 6 to go, and we'll be on the top one.
Yes. Though, we've just seen a standout time from Barufalo, which we missed. We'll miss loads of things during the weekend, don't worry. Once we get the finals, we'll try and catch everything.
Well, it'll be quite interesting to see how this track is developing, if these guys are all going to start going at that pace, or whether it was Just a very, very good run for Buffalo.
I think you've been saying it's getting a little bit quicker each time, so I don't think it's like night and day each round. But if it's if you're getting a couple of tenths a lap every each round, that's everyone's got a potential to find half a second each run.
Yep.
And that will obviously stop, and the gains will reduce. But as you say, they're digging the thing out for more grip every single time, theoretically. I suppose to a point where it goes off.
Well, this is the thing. Is it actually quicker, or are they just driving it better because they're more used to it?
Well, this is their 6th run of the day, isn't it? So they all have had coming up to half an hour, a bit more than half an hour of track time.
Still not quite clearing that tabletop. There's only a few that have been doing it.
So we saw his first lap. That was a 36.3. Second to Jamil Grabison at 36.7, so 3.8, sorry. That was a roll. If you try to roll those two, is this double, single? What's happening? He lost a bit of power, just setting some space up. I think he's trying to buy himself some space.
Yeah,
so it was a 42-second lap, so he decided to have a little bit of space. Right, so we were asked to hang on to cover somebody else, so it's gone miles away. Oh yeah, it was. Can we find car number 6, please, of Damien O'Day? He's just started a new lap. From Australia.
Oh, Frank is all over it, though.
Yeah, he doesn't even need glasses,
He doesn't. Other than the ones he's got on.
Exactly, he's just got the one pair, which you remember to take with him.
Well, the thing is, with the glasses, when I've got stuff close up to do, absolutely fine, don't need them. But if I've got them on and then I take them off, my eyesight's completely gone.
Right, okay.
So I've got to keep them off as much as I can.
Do you not think you should have told me this before I booked you for this event? I am mostly blind. Okay. We'll do the camera by braille then, shall we? So, oh dear. And Damien ends up on his wing.
There we go, over rollers. A little slippery patch of concrete. Through the A-main corners.
Now people do ask, they say, what can we do to support you, Nick and Matt and RC Racing TV in Control? Well, we're never going to go pay-per-view, we never do that, but it would help us if you would visit our sponsors, use our sponsors, tell Team Associated how chuffed you are they're backing us, tell A-Main Hobbies, use A-Main Hobbies, there's a link below for A-Main Hobbies, press that link and they know you come from here. J Concepts, buy their tyres, buy their bodies, buy their wheels. Tony Sport, buy the stuff that Tony does in Europe, he imports a lot of stuff for European races. So just use with all our sponsors. And obviously with Schumacher, just walk very slowly and go, I like Schumacher. I like Schumacher. Replaying.
Yeah, say it repeatedly.
Couldn't we? We could repeatedly say it. Is HP running a new Do T160? I think it is, yes. I think I've seen some pictures of the new car with its roof on, with its body on. Bloody, it's cold, isn't it? They just opened the door. It's got very fresh outside. The temperature's dropped quite a bit.
It's quite surprising how much it changes when the sun goes behind the building over there.
It's got darker in here. That's quite noticeable. This is now reminiscent of the other shed we raced in the Neo or the DXR. So we're well versed to shed racing here at RC Racing TV.
It's not as dark, dusty, or smelly, or noisy as DXR.
Yeah, it's the noise it isn't got. I was a bit concerned this year at DXR because they weren't running electrics. Can we drop back for car number 8, please? There's a desperation for car number 8, which is Raymond Monday. Raymond is coming. He's I think probably one of those cars in that train. It's definitely one of those cars. I don't know which one it is, but Frank will zoom in on the one it is at some point. Car number 8. I'm going to say it's none of those car number 8. And there he is. It's Monday. Yeah, because the biggest problem with last year was that they weren't running electrics. And normally the electrics is great because it's the time when the air clears. And they were just running back-to-back nitro. But luckily they didn't have the same atmospherics they had 2 years earlier, which had kept all the the fumes in the place. And it was actually blowing through quite nicely. It was unseasonably warm at the DXR.
Yes, it was quite warm.
We will be back at DXR, RC Racing TV, next Easter. So there'll be 4 days of live RC coverage from the DXR over Easter. And I expect to be blooming freezing cold again, and we'll be moaning about it.
There we go then, heat 7. Pretty much done. And Jamie Gabrielson.
Jamie Gabrielson with a 1:12.637. The second fastest was a 1:16.0. So, yeah, slightly in the wrong heat, I would say, is Jamel. But that'll be sorted out tomorrow.
Yeah, 36.1 to a... Oh, no, there's a few that got close to a 36.1.
What, 37.6?
No, if you drop down through it.
37. The next fastest time was the 37.6. Oh, he's found one. Shinidachi, the 36.3.
There we go. Obviously, I wasn't going mad.
But wasn't able to back it up with anything better than a 39.
No, but I mean, I was talking about a single lap pace. Okay, so heat 8 on their way up.
And we have in lovely heat 8, Tommy Hall, who is from the UK. Colin Whelan, who's from the island of Ireland, Era. Marcus Andreasen from Sweden. Tristan Hackel from Austria. Bartolomeu Zambruki, who is from Poland, and their flag is the other way up to Singapore, so I shouldn't have got that wrong. Alex, someone told me, I told you I forget name. Kozuchek, that's it. Kozuchek, yes, thank you. Alex Kozuchek, I told you I forget after an hour and a half. From the USA is in 6. Mikko Lupajavi is in 7. Matthias Benetton is 8. And Ricardo Berton is in 9. Can you pick up car 9 off the back of this one, please? Frank. So last car, it's the white car, I think, sitting there. I've been using that zoom. That's the Kyosho there of Ricardo Berton. Now, at least most people here have tried to do a bit of colouring. Only Ricardo's gone for the single one can blow.
Might have been a new built car for the event.
Sure, it probably was.
And then, unfortunately, couldn't get his proper colours done in time. I'm making up excuses for him now. Good commentator, see. Because you're the bad one.
Good, yeah. I think you're being a little bit just easier. Every single racing car I have has always been a single can colour. And that's not a great start. Has been a single colour can, because it's just easier. I don't need my own particular racing colour, I just need something I can recognise. I once decided I wanted to have a blue car.
Okay.
And the blue I bought was quite a nice blue, I thought. However, when it came out, it was much more of a slate grey blue, which was a 12th car I was racing on Primafelt carpet, which is slate grey as well. So I actually bought myself a camouflage body. Couldn't see a blooming thing.
Yeah, I did a very similar thing with my B64 when I first got that a few years back, and painted it silver and black to go and race it on Primafelt carpet with black track markers.
Excellent. No, at least no one else can see you either.
No.
Never got a single penalty from the referee for that car. Didn't win any races either. Burton's having a right old struggle here, isn't he? He's having an absolute struggle on this. This is looking way less than it should do.
A bit too much power down as he comes out the corners, and it's just getting a bit out of shape by the looks of things. Triple singles.
See,
that all
it's
right?
all fishtailing. I think you're right. He needs to soften his power delivery. That was a 39.5, but the thing looked horrible the whole way round.
Yeah, and there were quite a few mistakes on that one. So we'll see where he goes this time round. So over the rollers.
Down the associated rollers, yep, into. He's pointed the right direction a lot more in this lap, and he's gaining quite fast than some of the other people. That's not good.
Oh, there you go. See, that was just the too eager going round the off-camber corner.
I think he's frustrated himself. This isn't working particularly well at the moment.
Oh dear. And that wasn't a double or a triple on that one.
And that was another 39-2. And he's upside down now. So Ricardo having a bit of a struggle.
Oh, long march on that one as well. Took a while to get there.
Doesn't matter, does it? Best 2 laps. That lap's gone already. Doesn't really matter very much.
Well, if he misses it by a couple of seconds,
He'll be crying into his cheese.
He will. It's cheese and sausages tomorrow morning.
Who have we shown? Because we're in the middle of this. Let's show the car in second, car 8 of Matthias Ben-Etin from Slovakia. Car is in the early part of the lap. Car 8.
Not that one. I think it's Tommy Hall going up the straight.
He's now coming towards the back end of the lap. I think it's this car here around the corner. Is it a green car? It's exciting, isn't it? I always find the games of what car is it are always great fun. And that is Matthias Ben-Etin. Behind him, I think, is a 3 car from memory of the horrible colour.
Yeah,
Much on the track.
So when you've got another car up next to you, I suppose even more so at an event like a World Championship, it really does put a lot of pressure on. Even at these sort of practice stages where you've only got to do your 2 laps, it's that little extra bit of pressure that can make a big, big difference to your overall time, or at least your seeding position here anyway.
Just drop back 1 car to the unpleasantly coloured car, which I believe is a 3 machine. He's missing a number, but I think it's a 3. Yeah, it is a 3. That is Marcus Andreasson of Sweden. Okay, so we've got a question for you now from Gups Ain't No Sportsman. So your own personal thing. Question for Matt, 2 T's, important in this environment.
It is.
Find out why European commentators call a straight, and the US ones call it a straightaway. One has too many words. Well, they don't always. They will call it the front stretch, and they call it the back straight, and they don't always call it a straightaway. So I think you'll find there's a lot of variation. Tommy Tansley, do you know Tommy Tansley?
I do indeed.
Right, he's got a personal question for you.
Oh.
He says, hi Nick and Matt, but really he's talking about you. It says, great coverage in camera positions. Well, I can take credit for one of those, and that's not the coverage.
I'm not taking it.
I spent a lot of time walking up and down those blade cameras early, didn't I? Getting more and more frustrated. Flip the door! Oh! Looking forward to tomorrow's racing. I haven't finished today yet. What will you guys be up to tonight?
Ooh.
Are you staying in the same hotel as the drivers? We are staying in the same hotel as some of the drivers. We've got Elliot Boots in our hotel.
We do.
We've got Jorn Neumann in our hotel.
Good chat with Elliot last night.
I don't know what we'll do, actually. My guess is there'll be beer involved.
Yes, beer and food. Most likely at the hotel.
You just snuffled an entire pizza in a minute and a half. You can't want more food, surely.
I'm not in any rush for food.
Ah, you see, he's backing out of it now. Alex Koschescu. No, that's wrong. Alex Koschescu. Oh, help me out, come on.
Koschescu.
Koschescu, thank you very much. Alex Koschescu, 1:14.1 was the best 2 laps there, which isn't setting the world on fire. 1:15.8 for Mikko Lupajavi.
Oh.
Okay, I need to make a very serious amendment to what I've said on the stream a minute ago. I'll first read out the. I will read out the runners and riders for this heat number 9, and I'll begin my formal apology. So it's Frederick Hovergaard in car 1 from Denmark, Aaron Munster from Germany in car 2, Christian Verkonig from Austria in 3, Celia Gillian from America in 4. Frank, you need to move the guy with the thing from the left of you with the camera. Kaito Kadera from Japan in 5, Konstantin Saarinen from Finland in 6, Alice Bidowski from Czech Republic in 7, Andrew Selvagi from Australia in 8, Florian Schmidt from Switzerland in 9, and Balet Rajki from Hungary. I'm going to Richard, yeah. Anyway, so
Yes.
can you follow car number 3, Christian Koenig, because we haven't followed him last time. Right. So
well-
basically, what I said a minute ago was I've only ever had a single colour body shell, be it white or grey. Frank has come down to point out that that's not actually true. Because at the European Championships and a couple other things, I had a very nicely painted, multicolour RC racing themed body shell, painted by Pole Position RC, Frank. Go to polepositionrc.com to get your body shell painted by Frank, and he did them for me. And so I have. He's very upset I've not mentioned he did 2 very nice bodies for me, and I have had lovely bodies, and it was Frank, and I'm sorry. Is that enough? Do you think?
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm sure Frank will be happy with that. He
And
can tell you later.
If you buy your Team Associated car from A Main Hobbies and put J Concepts tyres and Tony Sport hop-ups on it, then you can get it painted by Frank.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. So you can visit all of those and then visit Frank afterwards.
Yes.
And then maybe visit Schumacher.
Slowly.
And, slowly see them as well.
So this is Christian Koenig of Austria. Three in one.
Now, this doesn't look like the fastest lap in the world, but it did look fairly smooth for most of it. So
40.3, it certainly wasn't.
there you go. Smashing in a 40. It's been quite good. I think as we've been taking the mick out of, well, not me.
You aren't,
I
lads, because you're a
haven't.
good commentator.
I think it'd be interesting for us to get a car and
No, it
just
wouldn't.
see what we could do as a
It
lap time.
really, really wouldn't. Biggest problem I have is I've often wanted to borrow a car. People actually offer me cars to borrow, but everyone uses steer wheels these days, and I'm a stick guy. I can't drive a steer wheel. I don't want to drive a steer wheel, so I need sticks. So they need to lend me a stick radio.
Oh, there we go. Over.
Wheels stop running around.
Yeah, I'm sticks as well.
You had nice bearings on that front wheel. It was still spinning then.
I can use a wheel, just not
Yeah, it's just not
brilliant.
fun. Can't attack with the wheel, can you?
No. It's the cornering. It's the wheel bit, and it's also occasionally, rather than braking, just pushing the accelerator. Because
Your fan club just says that Gups paints my shells. Do you paint with
who's
your
that?
shells? Gups ain't no sportsman.
Jeez, that's well. That
Good
could
job.
be
His
one of many
airbrush
things.
trigger figure is better than his throttle figure. Well, that's very true. Yeah. Can we find car number 7 of Ales Bidovsky, please? He is. Yeah. Oh, see, he's got Ratacam white as well. So Bidovsky. Top at the moment is Kato Kadera with a 1:13.5, and no one else even near it.
Yeah, nicely over the associated rollers.
Sticks forever, says Daniel Kearney. Thank you very much. When are they doing concours? Are they doing a concours? I don't know. They normally do concours of the world, don't they? Don't know when. I see they do 2. One for 2-wheel drive, one for 4-wheel drive. Safe to say I won't be winning it. Unless I have one of Frank's fantastic bodies, of course, from Pole Position RC. Oh, poor old Luckridge CZ is trying to get people to subscribe to his area, but he doesn't realise that whenever you ask to subscribe, it automatically takes that message out of the chat.
Can you not block that?
No, if he does it again, I'll block it. I'm quite lenient for people who do silly things.
Okay.
Last
Oh, there
world's
you go.
local painter here in Australia won both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. Blimey. His top painter. There wasn't one of those Australian cars did have a large number of colours on it.
Is that a bit like Australian World's Australia painter wins the concourse? X-Ray hosts the World's X-Ray, likely to win the World's.
No, because it's the concourse what it's all about. Can you find car number 4, please? Cedar Jellin. Frank, we've got a lot of requests for him. I think he's a hometown hero. Just met the American public who are getting to watch this now, because it's now, I think, a reasonable time in the US. I think it's probably still a little bit early in the West Coast, but it's a reasonable time elsewhere. If you're in Texas, you're 6 hours behind. And don't forget that we do have a Texan on the team. young Frank. So 4 we're looking for, and he's not there, mate. He's started the lap and he's quite a bit way around the lap. So it's one of these 4 cars hopping up and over the back of the circuit and then coming onto the A main section. The orange one?
No, there's 1, 7.
He's the bar. He's the
and the
blue and white one at the back. Blue and white at the back of that. No, that. Oh, that was a curse. As soon as we realised who he was upside down on his back. So it's Jellin with the Kyosho. Celia Dino, of course, who has just been announced as the Beach RC wildcard driver for RCGP, joining Ryan Lutz in that team for the race at Thunder Alley in the second weekend of October. Because after we do this for a week, we've got a week off, and then we're doing the large-scale World Championships. And then we've got 2 days off, and we're doing RCGP, or 3 days, we're doing RCGP.
See, now these two here, they're kind of battling for a bit of space, and what they really need to be doing at this point
is not doing that.
There you go, there's your problem solved. But battling it out whilst you're seeding is just, there's no point to it. You're better off just backing out and look at all that space behind.
No. Kyoto Kadera, 1:13.5 2 laps. Consta Salonen, 1:15.1. Jellin, 1:15.3. So it's not going brilliantly for the young American so far, but he's got one more control practice. Control practice tomorrow morning to try and get himself up to a higher heat. Oh yeah, the light's really gone, isn't it? You can tell the light's gone. That camera now is going, I'm sorry, I can't see a blooming thing. Local time is about 7 minutes to 6 here in Slovakia.
There's Mick Craddock down there. I'm sure he'll be coming in to have a chat with us at some point.
I'm sure he asked nicely, Will.
I already have.
Have you?
Yes.
So at the same time you asked nicely, we got that swag. Hello, my name's young Mr. Guppy, and I've already got a load of swag. You actually outdone the amount of swag I've ever got in 10 years. Just because it's not professional. At least it's Team Associated swag, it's a sponsor's swag at least.
There you go.
So, car number 1 in this, heat number 10. We're getting towards the end, aren't we? We've got 10, 11, got 4 to go. Pekko Ivonen in car number 1 from Finland. Jean-Pierre Sartel from France in 2, who won the 8th electric buggy Euros last year, 2018. Max Gotzel is in 3 from Czech Republic. Carlos Vinea Pidal from Spain is in 4. Jolan de Verde from Belgium is in 5. Kota Akimoto from Japan is in 6. Nico Schmid from Switzerland is in 7. Jens Becker from Germany is in 8. And Elliot Boots is from the UK and in car number 9. Let's take car 2 away from this one for Jean Perrick. So European champion at the e-buggy in 2018.
See, now Elliot's got
this year,
one colour in there.
This year Ongaro won it. So Ongaro won 2 European championships this year, neither of which was one you expect him to win.
No, there was quite an amusing post that went up about that. Ongaro winning the wrong Euros.
Car 2, not 1.
I think Frank knew that was going to happen.
Frank preempted the fact that Pekka was going to fall upside down and we were actually covering car number 2. So we're covering both of them, which is quite good. It's extra value for the audience. Through the rollers.
See, that does catch them out. They go that little bit too wide on that. They've got to really ride that corner right on the inside to avoid the off-camber on it. Otherwise, there's so much time lost on the outside of it.
Double bit into the corner, but got away with it.
So is a question I got asked earlier, has anybody tried to do, I think it was Mark Stiles that asked it, has anyone tried to do the double-double in front of us as a quad?
I assume they will do it for four-wheel drive. I don't think they've got the drive to do it in this, but I'm pretty certain they'll leap it as a quad in four-wheel drive, if the track is the same design.
Okay.
It's about drive, isn't it? It's about, as you say, they've had to turn down the punch for the rest of the track. The place they need the punch is there,
Yeah.
But you can't tune the whole car for one section of the track. So when you get to four-wheel drive and they've got the grip of the punch, they'll just fly that easily.
It's not a million miles away from it for these guys, especially as we're getting up through the heats. And this is the one that interests me, because they've got a decent run up to this, so they should really be able to clear that to the downside.
Perhaps isn't the fastest because of what happens next.
There you go, going a bit wide on the off-camber corner there again, and it just loses so much time. You can see the car struggling to hang on, and the driver just really has to back out of it. They lose all the speed out of that corner. So a nice tight line on that off-camber just sits you on top of it. It means you can kind of carry a little bit more speed back, so you're not battling the car and trying to stop it from sliding out anymore.
A couple of relatively decent lap times there. So 1:13.4 for best two for Perrick, Jean-Perrick Sartel. You find car 6, Kota Akimoto, who's leading this one, Japanese driver. He's over halfway through the lap, so yeah, he's probably somewhere round about there. Don't know where exactly he is. I think he's further on than that, car 6. I think he's further round than that.
So
That's
number
one.
1. That's
we go.
number 6 on the straight now.
The Pink Coyote Show. 1:12.89 is best two laps, fastest 36.0. Just remind you, we saw the fastest lap of the meeting so far, a 35.399 from Buffalo. Several heats ago, Buffalo seeded lower than you would expected, but there's a few of those. We'll try and put one of those, of course, is Elliott, who's not setting the world on fire at the moment, to be honest. 1:14.9. Missed the two-wheel drive Euros because he was taking part in a 1/8 UK rallycross event, which of course he is now the 1/8 UK rallycross champions, British champion, despite living in Italy, which is pretty good. But he couldn't make that, so he only competed in the four-wheel drive Euros. Guys ain't no sportsmen. Now they're going to go at you for your ideas. And if you quadrupled the quadruple, effectively, you'd miss the next apex. You couldn't get the car stopped. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think if you landed it on the downslope, you can brake and land and turn. That's what they're good at, these good drivers. Oh, and that's not going to be good for Kota. Max Gotzel's actually in second overall. Car number 3. You find car number 3, Max Gotzel, the Czech driver. He is early in the lap. So
it's a bit like saying, sorry to go on to the that's not a sportsman comment there. That's a bit like saying, well, then if you do the triple, you wouldn't be able to slow down enough for the single, and you'd overshoot the corner all the time. You'd be jumping off the last single hop.
This is a personal conversation you're having with someone who doesn't. That's car 2, by the way. Number 3, who is theoretically exactly the same place, just ahead of that car. So one car ahead should be the car 3. And we've got him now. There we are. Gotzel's colours, green and yellow. Matt puts his glasses on, which is a good sign. I'm going to see something.
I need to look out there whilst we're looking for cars. I'm trying to help Frank out.
Yeah, because he needs help, doesn't he?
Not with camera work.
Green and yellow has got. Oh, he's got a wandering car in front of him there. Boots has fired on a decent lap time at 36.5. He's still half a second off where he needs to be, really. Gotzel now running out the back end of it. Oh, boom. Decent time for Boots there, the final lap. It's not going to move him up that high, but he's now into the 12s overall, so I'll let you know all the exciting news once Gotzel comes over. Okay, so the top 3 all crept up towards the back end of that race, and it's a 1:12.3 over 2 best laps from Kota Akimoto, a 1:12.5 from Max Gotzel in second, and Boots 1:12.151 and 12.558 for Boots. So they've all got themselves a 12.5. There's going to be quite a big lump of people around the 12.5.13, isn't there? There's a few standouts clipping the 11s and such like, including Barufalo. But there's that middle patch of 12, 12 and a half is going to be very, very full of people who are going to be in those top 3 or 4 heats. The interesting thing, of course, is this is a very, very long lap here. So as long as you get away, as long as you're in the right sort of heat, you're not going to have any lapping issues. Because...
well,
no, because the people are going to be within, half a second a lap of each other. There's only 8 laps, only 4 seconds. And then you add in accidents. You've got to add in 30 seconds of accidents to lap them. Or plus 9 seconds, and you have 25 seconds of accidents. So there shouldn't be much lapping issue. Lappery should be limited.
Yeah, I think fair enough. It's fairly rare you crash 10 times and have a...
You've not seen me drive, have you? So, heat number 11. Car 1 is Clement Boda, car from France. Car 2 is Yusuke Sugiura from Japan. Daniel Schweitzer from Hungary is 3. Joe Valander from Finland is 4. Spencer Rivkin, 5, from the US of A. Lucas Greiner from Austria is in 6. Alexander Landon from Sweden is in 7. Paul Compton from the UK, 8. And Luca Rau from Germany is in 9. 11 of 13. At the end of this, we will be finished today because we can't show you the opening ceremony live because it's in a completely different place. Even a different place from the different place we thought it was going to be in. It's like they've actually put it in a different postcode or zip code. Let's be international, shall we? So if we could pick up car 1 as he goes, Clement Boda, a young Frenchman. As you can see, white, orange and green, a little bit of a Ronafalt tribute body.
Doing very well at the moment.
Hearts
As well.
Hearts 1/10 electric. One car did take his a quad earlier in the session.
Oh, really?
Could have been a mistake, an apparition. Who knows? So Boda from France leads him away. Oh. A few liberties there with that left-hand turn in there.
Yeah.
Got away with it though.
Did indeed. Yeah, he's a good driver, Clement. Been doing very well.
36.9 for his first lap.
Definitely playing it safe over the tabletop there.
Rivkin, sorry, 36.9 for Rivkin, 37.4 for Boda.
I don't know how old he is. I know he's
He's a junior, I know that. He's not. He hasn't got a dad called Clement, he is just a junior.
Boda Junior.
You were thinking as well, weren't you?
Well, he's just taking it now.
He's the only person who's done 2 laps apart from one other.
There you go.
So let's, we've got a few other requests. Let's see if we can find Spencer Rivkin, car 5. He just crossed the line.
Oh,
Bad
Spencer
lap.
crosses the line into second behind Clement.
Yeah, but he's in a bad lap. So it's car 5. There's 2 very similar multicoloured cars here. I think one is Lucas Greiner, I think, or is it Joe Valander? There's the 5. And ahead of that is Rivkin. Now, whereas some of the other drivers who you think more of having been 1/8 Nitro Cup drivers, and obviously Rivkin is a double, is a reigning, raw 1/8 Nitro champion. You think, they have a bit of a struggle on 2-wheel drive. It should be pointed out that Spencer Rivkin was a 2-wheel drive world champion 4 years ago, so realistically he should know what he's doing.
Yes.
But that was at Itabi on carpet, so we're very, very different surface here.
Astro.
It's carpet. Astro's carpet.
You wouldn't have AstroTurf in your front room, would you?
I'm very sporty. I actually use the stuff cut with my local hockey pitch, and I use the lines to play indoor bowls with. So he won Yatabe on Astro, which is high grip. His pedantry corner takes over here.
Triple single for Rivkin. Up the main straight he goes.
36.1, so that's one good lap. He now needs to back it up with another low 36, or better still, 35. And he will almost certainly secure his place in one of the 2 top heats. Well, actually, he gets another one. He will get in one first. I'm not really sure whether it's going to be that much of an advantageous thing to be in the first heat or the second heat. By top heat.
sure. You've got to be well on the pace if you're up there, especially at this level. You don't want to be pulling over, do you?
36.2 that time round, so he's at a 12.3 overall. So that's there or thereabouts. But the thing is, you're not going to pull around because unless you start out of order in the individual start routine.
Yeah, but then 10 seconds out of that. Or I don't know, what's the gap in between the cars? Because it could be, if it's a second and a half between them, 10 cars going round, that's half your lap gone. And then you've only got to have 3 crashes.
Geez, I'll be like 4 times then. So we also have a request for car number 2 from Enzo Albert here. Yep, so that's Rivkin over with a 36.3 again, so it wasn't faster. Can we see car 2 of Yusuke Sugiura, who is a little bit ahead of where Rivkin was in the 2 car. Ah, he's orange wheelman. He is orange. See, those are orange, they're not fluoro. Also, Corey keeps standing in front of me. Now, I believe that this is entirely the success of this car, prior to me saying success of the car and falling over, is down to the wheels. They provide a superb balance by being orangey.
Well, it's definitely a bold choice.
Great choice.
Oh, a lovely move up the inside there.
He's got 2 cars. Now we could do that, and he's lost one again.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they're now effectively ruining everyone's each other's lap.
This is where the battle's going to begin, and everyone's going to lose time.
Question for you, because I don't know the answer to this. No one is running a rear-mounted motor these days, are they?
No.
It's all mid-motor again, isn't it?
Yes, everybody's running mid-motor now. They can just carry more corner speed, and carry more corner speed, you can get out of the corner quicker, which means you're going to be quicker on the straights as well.
So why did they have rear engine?
Because I guess that's just the way it was back then. It's like,
It's a very bad answer.
There you go. It's just the way it was.
I expected some insight, and I got that. Just the way it was. Yeah. There's nothing else happened really, mate. It's just how it was.
Well, there's been mid-motor cars before, but I just don't think people have made the best of them. And now, we've got more higher grip tracks. People use them more. Because they've used them more, they've been able to evolve them for other surfaces as well.
Evolve them? Blimey, it's involving. Okay, so the winner of that one was Spencer Rivkin, 1:12.3 with his best 2 laps. Clement Boda, 1:13.8 for his best 2 laps, and Yusuke Sugura, 1:14.0. We looked at all those cars during the course of that race.
So, current TQ man in this next one. Well, TQ of practice anyway, or seeding.
TQ'd my seeding.
Oh, I almost had a flash of rust beam with me then.
Why was that? Because I looked at my phone?
No, because you were huffing down the microphone.
Ah, well, you see. So we've got Ty Tessman, Dustin Evans, Una Hatnan. They weren't starting. Ty Tessman in 1, Dustin Evans in 2, Una Hatnan in 3, Renaud Savoy in 4, Martin Baer in 5, Daniel Kopovic in 6th, Neil Cragg in 7th, Jacques Luc in 8th, Thibault, thank you. Carrie Somalia in 9 and Hubert Honegor in 10, and Daniel Kopovic, of course, is your current. No, isn't Una Hatnan. Una Hatnan is your current TQ. So we'll trip off with car 3 if we can when they actually finish doing what they're doing, which is the next lap and not confusing me. And a thumbs up from Frank there. Starring role for his thumb on the stream.
He likes to get that in there as often as he can.
I've heard that. So, once they get going any second now, they line up. Just to remind you that the overall leaders of this event is Hatnan in this heat, and 4th place overall is Tessman with a 1:11. But this is of course just control practice. None of this, there's a little bit of fun. Doesn't count for the World Championship.
Well, I don't know. TQ's probably a very, very good place to be in this one, isn't it? If you start off qualifying as TQ. Oh dear. So Hatton stopped.
That's car 2.
No, I know, but there was a green car on the straight that stopped there. There he is.
Why did he stop?
No idea.
Just got confused. Doesn't matter at this point. And we keep saying.
I think. Do you know what I think happened?
What?
He thought he was going first because he was current TQ.
I see. No, because.
But these are all in number order, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm surprised about that. I suppose the idea is you've got that. No one's you have the first lap, you have space because no one has a fast first lap, so you can do that. Tesman's a 36.4, Hatton's a 41.0, but again, it's now the chance to blow it down 36.6. Lots of 36s here: Savoya, Evans, Bayer, but it's obviously you need to be 35.9. There's a fast, too fast 35 seconds. You need to get under 1:12 to trouble the top of the timing sheets for their 2 laps.
So over the double into the triple single. Or so
it's gone on me, Robin.
That's what happens when you try and double.
Not double single. Not
Triple.
double dip.
Let's not double dip on the triple single.
No, that'd be a terrible idea.
So Hatton, we're with. Oh, there you go. Just.
Who's he got stuck behind?
Just on the cusp of the downslope there, but makes it. I'm going to say he made it.
Is he stuck behind? Is he behind Savoya? Judging by the colours. Right, this isn't really going anywhere, this particular bit of coverage. 35.5 we've seen from Tessman. 111.5 is a bit quicker. Let's see if we find car 1, Ty Tessman. Early part of the lap. It should be purpley. It's Tessman. There we go. So Tessman just flew round in the 35.5 last time round. Just a little bit tentative in his drive there.
There you go. See, nice and tight over the off camber. Gets himself around there without having to worry too much. Triple single and onto the straight again.
Time round was a 35.9. So even that's a good time. 111.5, so taking 2/10 of his overall best 2 laps. That's 2 laps dead. So he's rolled, and that's this one. And this one's no good, so he needs to now ease himself back for 2 more.
Still not on to Hatton's time, though, is it?
No, Kolvik's doing well this time. He did a note here, DNQ last time. Let's see if we can find Daniel Kolvik, car 6. The Norwegian youngster. A problem last at the first round, and didn't really go anywhere, so he's now towards the back end of lap, car 6. I think that's probably him sweeping in front of us now. If it's not him, it'll be the one behind it. Yep, that's the 6 car. Green
6 on the straight,
blue.
yeah.
Kolvik has a 112.4. 112.3 for Bayer, 112.2 for Evans, but a 111.5 is the standout time from Ty Tessman for 2 laps in this, the heat 12 of P2, penultimate practice heat of the day. JQ's on. Hello, JQ. How are you doing? And there is a request from JQ, which is not backed up by anybody else, but hey ho, it's JQ. We'll just let come alive. Can we find car 7, Neil Cragg? He should be not very much behind this one. Orange and red, that'll probably get him there. Red 5.
No, that's not Neil.
That's Evans, back. Where is he? He's stuck, there he is. There's Craggy, 7. World champion just 14 years ago.
A mere 14 years ago. There you go. So he giving himself a little bit of space there. Through the rollers. Certainly had the pace through there. Nicely through. Nice and well. So not quite
Well, the
as
problem
tight
is
over.
that lap's already gone, really. And he's got to try and find 2 more laps. So he's got best of 1:13.8 at the moment. He's probably in the 3rd or 4th heat from the top. That lap was a 41.3, so I don't think he'll get 2 more now.
No, 40. Well, it's going to be tight. He's,
No, he's got a chance. If he puts a 36 in, he'll get another run. And if he puts a really quick lap in, he will get enough for another one.
back triple.
Hatton's gone quicker again, 1:11.4 he's managed, with the best lap of all, 1:35.173. So Hatton made up for some issues and has put up 1:35.73.
So Crabby triple single, he goes onto the straight. Let's see if he's made it through. He has.
So he's got a chance to do another one. Hatton's finished, 1:11.4, not as good as it was, 1:11.5. Crank's on a 36.9, which is not brilliant. You need to take a 36 flat in this one to get there, and I think unfortunately what's going to happen is he's playing right at the back of the timing bars and cross his drive at some point quite soon. So Tesman's going quicker. Tesman's managed to put in a good lap right at the end for 11.2. I think puts him second overall, but we'll give you a complete rundown when this race finishes of where they are. With one race to go, then Craggy needs to finish. He's pinged in a bit early because of the long last lap, and Craggy didn't improve. So it was Tesman 1:11.2 for 2 laps, Hatton 1:11.4 for 2 laps, Bayer 1:11.5 for 2 laps, and Kovacic 1:12 flat.
Okay, so top heat up next.
So it is still Hatton from Tesman. Hatton's best is 11.134, Tesman's 11.250. Cahello was close in the last one with a 3.63. Bayer 1:11.5. Bruffalo 1:11.6. Has done 2 runs. So Bruffalo from way down in the starting grid as far as heat is concerned currently scores 5. But we do have, of course, quite a star-struck, lots of stars in this one, I think is what I would say.
Lots and lots of stars in this one.
It's a bit dark for that camera now. So Ryan Mayfield in 1. Ryan Cavallari in 2. And we'll start with Ryan Cavallari, please, in this one, Frank, because we didn't see him much last time. Lee Martin in 3, Thibaut in 4, Ronefalk in 5, Fend in 6, Neumann in 7, Orlowski in 8, Ongaro in 9, and Cahello in 10. Cahello was the fastest last time round. Then Martin and then Cavallari, but they've got another run, of course. And this will be the last race of the day, or last practice of the day. We will be back tomorrow at 10:30 local time, 9:30 in the UK, with the start of qualifying. 4 rounds of qualifying tomorrow. So plenty of racing action for you.
Okay, who are we running off with? Are we going with car 1 or?
No, we're going with car 2. We saw car 1 last time.
Okay, so Cavallari.
We have to share out the love in this big heat. There's lots of people we didn't see last time. We'll be trying to see them this time. There's Cavallari, a little bit of burgundy back. So Cavallari starts in a circumspect fashion.
Classic yellow wheels from Cavallari.
Never got this yellow wheels, white wheels conversation. Obviously I like orange wheels. No saying it's like,
Hang on a minute.
what's the point?
Hang on.
What's the point?
Praising the orange wheels when there's an orange wheeled car.
But yellow and white.
Yellow and white, don't get it.
But no, I quite like it though, because it means there's 2 cars and one's got yellow wheels, one's got white wheels. It's really easy to identify when they're having a battle in the final. It's like in 8th Rallycross, they tend to have painted rear wings that makes it easy, but the clear rear wing appears to be the king in 10th.
Yeah, you get the odd one. I think your Newman has the black rear wing, doesn't he?
We'll find out. Cavallari's first lap there was a 30. Cavallari's gone out with a 35.8. Cavallari went out with a 37 flat.
Yeah, he kept. Well, the thing is, I think Cav pulled out of that lap, that first one, because of a bit of a dodgy one over these. The triple single last time round.
That was a 36.6. Can we drop back to go and find car 4 of Thibaut? It's actually dropped right at the back of the pack. Actually, a bit of a. He's let everyone go. So Thibaut's coming off the line about now. Coming off the line about now. 4. There we are. Oh, we're a little bit delayed. So there's Thibaut. Famous colours. These days on a Techno. After years in Kyosho land. And that's upside down.
There you go. Back he goes. Shame we could have had a lovely Schumacher replay then.
Yes, that's right.
So Thibaut racing for Techno, driving an Associated.
Is he?
He is.
Yeah. Well, that make a two-wheel drive, I see.
Yeah.
Bruno's pulled his time down to 1:11.3. The 35-second lap. Let's have a little look. If we can move to car 8 of Michael Orlowski, please. Who isn't that far behind Tiba. Maybe one car either way. Car 8 of Orlowski. Got the green one there.
Yeah, that's him.
That's the Orlowski colours. Polish driver. Is he 18 yet? Must be. Did he turn 18 yet?
Yes, I think it was his 18th last year. We were in the pub with him, giving him his birthday cake and singing happy birthday. So he must have been 19 this year at the when the international was on. I think his birthday coincides with the Opel race up at Robin Hood.
Cool. So apparently he's running in 5th at the moment, 12.8 for a few laps. Let him across the line, then let's see if we can have a quick shufti at Dakota Fend, who's car 6, because he's not been shown so far, and he is right just past the line, so he's on the lap already, car 6. I think he's blue, isn't he, Dakota, normally? I think that might be him going over the associated area. Oh, right. 6, car 6. I think that's him, yeah. He's another more known TLR driver, more known for 8th, like a lot. That's 4 again. Got back 1. That's 6. No problem finding. We'll find him in a second, don't worry. Four, 9, 3, 6. There we go. So the last of the cars going down the straight there. So colours are still on 11.3.
Orange and blue.
I love you.
Oh, nearly clears the tabletop. Over the rollers pretty safely there. Nice and tight round through that slippery bit of concrete. Up over the triple.
The tribble?
Tribble.
Over the tribble. It's a Star Trek reference. The trouble with tribbles.
Not a great line round the horrible off-camber corner.
And to answer quick to slick, yes, it does change every time.
Triple single and on to the straight again. What's the scores on the door for that one, Nick?
So they come through with, there's 1 lap to go. So Keller's still on 11.3. His last lap, actually Mayfield's done really well in the last lap. So you can find car 1 very quickly. Car 1 early in the lap, Mayfield, is on a 35.4 from his first lap. So I think he's probably at the rollers at the back of it, a bit further. Car 1,
37.3 for Fend. On his last run as he went over the line.
Mayfield coming over. He did a good lap there. 35.4. So if he does another 35.4, he's going to be the fastest person we've seen. But that's obviously debatable. Comes over the line with 36 flat, 111.4. So Mayfield pings up to about 5th overall. Right. So that one has seen Bruno Coelho pick up the top score, 111.3. Mayfield 111.4. Olowski 112.0. Ronafat 112.2, Martin 112.6, Ongaro 112.6, Thibaut 112.6. Blimey, that's close. There's 1, 2, 3 of them 112.6, and Cavalieri back in 12.9. So let me just give you when this one comes through. Hopefully, I can give you the overall positions after the 2 rounds of qualifying we've got today. Not just yet, but wait for the timing to set itself through. It's always annoying because you have to press the finish on the race for it to get uploaded to the overall results. But that's now sitting there going, no, there's nothing next coming up. They've frozen the timing, so they've not uploaded it. Okay, right, so Hatton's first on 11.1, Tessman's second on 11.250. Oh no, they've updated. Okay, he's updated. Right, 11.250. Coelho 11.320 is in third. Ryan Mayfield is fourth overall, 111.466 from 2 laps. Martin Bear is fifth, 111.535. Marco Barufalo is sixth, which is great from the heat he's in. Seventh is Lee Martin. 8th is Ryan Cavalieri. 9th is Kota Akimoto. 10th is Daniel Kobovic. Then you've got Michael Olowski in 11th, Yusuke Sugara in the 12th, David Ongaro in 13th, Evans in 14th, Runnefelt surprisingly in 15th, the Rivkin even more surprisingly in 16th, Gotzel 17th, Dakota Fenn 18th, Champlain 19th, and Elliot Boots is in 20th. Other interesting ones, 22nd is Tebow, 24th is Honegal, Savoy's 28th, Craggs 32nd, Neumann's 34th, both of those, Cragg and Neumann, multiple European champions. Not sure anyone else has been. Celia Gillian 45th, Compton 47th. And they're the ones that stand out being a bit further down than you expect. Okie dokie, right, that is the end of broadcasting for today. Can't bring you the opening ceremony for the very simple reason it's nowhere near we can do it. So there we go, that's a blow, isn't it? Thank you all for being with us. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the first 4 rounds of qualifying, starting about 25 past 10 actually. They're going to go off. I'll be with you all day for those 4 rounds of qualifying, and then obviously on Tuesday we have the final round of qualifying, and I think it's 3 finals for everybody at the World Championship. So it's been great to have you with us this Sunday. Enjoy if you're in Europe, enjoy your Sunday evening. If you're in America, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'm sure there's lots of American football. Sorry, you call it football, don't you? You can watch today. Go Packers. No one likes the Packers. Who do people like? Go Dallas. Go Cowboys. That's it.
Dolphins. I don't know, I'm just saying.
No, I think you're fine. Actually, I'm a Steelers fan, but that's my own problem. So we will see you all when we come out the other side tomorrow morning. In the meantime, thank you very much, guys, and we will see you at 10:30 tomorrow local time. Other times available. We'll stick up a little thing telling you what times it is, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.